All right, and welcome aboard here to TSC Live here on Real Talk Radio 93.3 here in the Tallahassee area. And then, of course, as always, on TLHsoccer.com here, the home of your Tallahassee Soccer Club Battle Lions. Getting ready to get rocking and rolling here for today's match. As you can see on the scoreboard up here, it's going to be match day number 10, baby, between the Battle Lions and AFC Mobile. We're going to get rocking and rolling here today. Andrew Jupe, Trenton Young, Joe Ward, James Ward, all going to get in the mix today for a beautiful Saturday at the park. Of course, down here at the Gene, the beautiful soccer facilities down here. Trent, how are we feeling about the action today?
Excellent, man. Very excited. We had a little rain earlier. It's been clearing up very nicely over the last hour. Cooled off quite a bit, and it's going to be an excellent night for some soccer here in the state's capital, Jupe.
As you can see, the Battle Lions on the ready. The visitors over there, of course, in the warm-up uniforms with the get the maroon pants going. The Azaleas from the Azalea City out in Mobile. Of course, a team that we've had some really fun contests with over the years. Of course, going back to the 2019 season, Trent, they were in the Gulf Coast Premier League with us, made the jump with us, along with Pensacola and Port City, who's no longer with us, Trent. But one of our Gulf Coast Conference buddies making the jump to us. And at one point last year, Trent, just so many ties with all the games in the Gulf Coast Premier League. And then, of course, the tie last year to start things off. Of course, we always say you don't know where you're going until you know where you've been here, Trent. So we can see previous results. These are MPSL results only. Last year, the 1-1 tie, an exciting one that we had. Then we went on the road, first ever win against AFC, a big 2-1 victory, Trent. So we have some magic here, of course, undefeated against AFC in MPSL play. Like we said, it was almost destiny that I thought we were going to tie 1-1 every single game until the end of time. But, of course, new year, new digs, new look for everybody. The league is up, and it shows in the table here, Trent. Here's the 2022 Gulf Coast Conference table. Of course, you know your top dogs, Jacksonville, Southern States, New Orleans, Pensacola. That's your playoffs if it started today. AFC coming in 5th, but surging, Trent. Here are the Azaleas from Mobile, then Florida Roots, of course, and then TSC. You see your boys down there at the bottom sitting on 2 points here, Trent. So, yeah, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on this AFC Mobile team. We talked about it, of course, for those interested. For those already know, the Tallahassee Talk podcast there. So look it up, Tallahassee Talk, on Facebook or Twitter. We've been sanctioned by the social media with all the pictures, Trent, so we are no longer on the ground. We are trying to appeal that case. Evidently, there was some kind of mix-up. Maybe the content was just too hot to handle, Trent. That's the influence I'm under here right now. But as you can see at the table, thoughts of the spread here going forward, because we see AFC, who's exactly where they were last year, but TSC a little down here in 2022 season.
Yeah, so AFC currently with a new coach as of about 4 games ago, Coach Guru. They've been on a tear ever since, man. And, you know, they started off, they were a couple weeks behind us as far as getting their season going. They've got 2 games in hand on us, actually. They played 7 games. We have played 9 thus far. This will be our 10th, their 8th. The rest of the teams above them, the top 4 in the playoffs, they currently are all sitting at 8 games played. So they've got a game in hand, and, you know, they're only currently 3 points behind Pensacola for that 4th and final playoff spot with a game in hand. So very feasible to see them actually, you know, continuing this hot streak, continuing this tear that they're on, and possibly getting into the playoffs. They're in really good form, man. Lizardo, Ronaldo Fortune. You know, just 2 incredible players playing off of each other in the attack. They've combined for 7 of their goals thus far. So
yeah, there you go, man.
Very deadly tandem, yeah.
Blast into it. So you talked about those couple guys. Go into them a little bit here, Trent. Of course, on your players to watch, you talked about Fortune. You talked about Lozano, of course, in this matchup. I think they're going to be wearing 7 and 27, if I'm correct. I'll double-check on the rosters when we circle back around. But these are going to be the attacking squad, like you said. Between the two of them, 7 of AFC's 9 goals so far. So these are going to be the gruesome twosome up top.
Absolutely. So they're both currently enrolled at University of Mobile, Fortune, and Alejandro Alex Lozano. And, Lozano, he's got 4 goals to his name, 2 against the Roots this Thursday, just a couple days ago, 2 days ago, in the 17th and 35th minute. And Ronaldo Fortune, he certainly had a few goals last year, but he's got 3 thus far this season, bringing that total of 7 between the two. He had his in 3 separate matches, Pensacola, New Orleans, and Southern States. So, they've, like I said, 7 to 9. Those are the 2 guys we've got a man mark in the box especially, and, really watch them when they go out wide. They've got a lot of pace, and they're really excellent on the ball, Jude.
Absolutely, yeah. So, of course, you got to talk about the strike force. And then you talked about arguably, and I think most would say over the last 2 years, best keeper in the conference here. When you think about the 2 years as a whole, a mainstay over there for Mobile. That's going to be Will Blake. He's going to be wearing number 1. But he is a beast in net. 3 goals allowed in the last 4 matches. Couple clean sheets here. He doesn't let in goals against those Florida squads, Trent. In the last 4 matches, they shut out Pensacola, shut out Roots. So hopefully that's not forbearing of what we will get here. Of course, your boy is in the capital city of the Sunshine State. But, yeah, these are some players to watch, man. These are some dangerous dudes. And so we want to keep an eye on them and, of course, see how things progress. But this is going to be a fierce contest, and they're going to be definitely not going to be an easy out, man. And they're going to give us all we can handle. But at the same time, man, TSC's going to be looking to clap back here going forward. Right, so let's talk about Trent. So we talk about TSC needing some goals out here, right? Let's take a look at the conference standings here for the Golden Boot, my man, because we see a familiar face there on the Golden Boot race. So we see Jacksonville, New Orleans kind of taking a little lead there, but we can see our boy, lead goal scorer, still hanging around there. Goes inside, toting the cart, man. How about it?
Yeah, he's only 3 back right now, currently with 5. And, only 3 behind Urides, as I've mentioned earlier on accident from Jacksonville. Saw him recently, had him on my mind. And Max Galizzi. So he had a hat trick against us this past week in New Orleans. We made the road trip out there. Rough, brutal road trip. Southern States, Jacksonville, and then all the way back over to New Orleans. So 1,800 miles total within 8 days. And, the boys are probably just happy to be back here in town and
oh, yeah.
Getting a little bit of rest instead of going out on the road. But, yeah, man, Cousin Cy, only 3 off the lead.
There we go. Hope we get 3 or 4 more in here going forward, dude.
Tonight, maybe.
We will be, trying to interested to see if we can keep on trucking there. Of course, we talk about some of the action going on here in the rest of the league. Of course, we got a couple of games going on later tonight. It'll be Southern States at New Orleans, Jacksonville at Pensacola. So both of those will be going on an hour later than we will, of course, starting in the Central Time Zone, Trent. So right around 8 o'clock, probably once we're getting ready to rock and roll for the second half is when those guys will be kicking off. So especially the second half, we're going to try to do as best we can updating you on the action and those scores because those will be critical, which we will get to in a moment. And we just want to apologize in advance, of course, if you are coming aboard with us or you're used to the broadcast or you've been checking out the TSC games here this year. We just want to warn you that due to some issues, we had a really big storm in the stadium here last night, and the Wi-Fi and the internet that we usually plug into and has fantastic speeds has been cut. So we're having to go to emergency protocol. We're actually using our 4th internet option. It is not ideal. So hopefully the stream is good enough, the audio is solid enough, and it translates enough through the broadcast to give what the Battle Lions deserve here. But just want to let you know if that is the case and it is not up to the TSC standard, that is why. Huge storm coming through the Tallahassee area. One of the reasons why we had this massive temperature drop, Trent, which I am welcoming, it's a lot better clipping in at 83 degrees than it was 103 like it was on Thursday. So it's good to see a little bit of relief here going forward as we kind of make some final preparations going for the national anthem upcoming and some other things. So, Trent, we have a topic of interest, baby. Of course, we looked at the table. TSC sitting down there at 2 points. But the interesting focus of the season, right, is you want to get into the playoffs. So some people are counting TSC out, Trent, but I say not so fast. Let's get on the road to the playoffs, Trent. There is still a mathematical possibility. So you can see here. Get ready for some harebrained numbers and scenarios that will be thrown at you, but we have mapped out the road. So 13 games left here in the entire conference to be played. 10 of them have to go exactly TSC's way in order to slide into the playoffs. And so this is the picture. We see the 3 here. They have the dates to the left, and then the circled results are what needs to happen for TSC to have a chance. The question marks, or if you see another little indication, are results that do not matter. So the best course of action for TSC, New Orleans, Southern States, Jacksonville, top 3, they've got to be in because TSC is trying to get to that 4th spot, but they have to pass Mobile, Pensacola, and the Roots. So we talk about this today. That has to happen. This is the easiest road. Of course, we can get into a little more weeded situations. For example, if Jacksonville and Pensacola tie, there could be a situation that TSC still gets in, Trent, but we want to avoid goal differential because, as we saw, TSC is not too hot on the goal differential right now. So, Trent, Southern States and New Orleans, doesn't matter. We don't care what happens out there. But in Jacksonville, it's going to strongly, strongly, strongly help the case if Jacksonville is able to take down Pensacola. So, TSC has to win. Jacksonville has to win to keep the scenario alive. If at any point TSC does not win or these results do not hold, they are eliminated mathematically from the playoffs. So, if those results hold, Trent, let's go into next week. We move into Wednesday. TSC bonus game here at the Gene, an extra home game here for your Battle Lions. They're going to host Pensacola. They're going to have to beat Pensacola. These Mobile, AFC Mobile boys, they're going to go on the road to Southern States. Trent, we hate to do it. We got to root for Southern States on Wednesday if we want to keep this playoff hopes alive. New Orleans and Jacksonville will be playing once again. Matchup between top 3 teams. That game doesn't matter. If those results hold, we get into 4th of July weekend, and the dream is still alive. 3 more matches. TSC is on bye. Mobile traveling to Jacksonville. We need the Armada to take care of business. Then New Orleans is going to travel to Pensacola. We're going to need the Jesters to take care of business. The Roots going to head to Southern States. Once again, true, we got to root for Southern States. So if the top 3 win out against those middle 3 teams, we keep the dream going into the final week of the season. There is one Wednesday game. It's the season finale for Pensacola. They need a win to get into the playoffs in this situation. They're headed to Mobile, but look out, Mobile, after with a little losing streak here, they take down Pensacola at home. They defend the fortress out there in Mobile. That jumps them up to 10 points. Whoa, little unsettling, right? So you move into the weekend. Oh, my gosh, is this thing going to happen, Trent? We're going into July 9th. 3 matches, 6 teams in play with an opportunity to take it down. The Roots are going to be headed to New Orleans. We need a New Orleans win. New Orleans could also tie the Roots, but a Roots victory would unravel all the beautiful work that has happened here on this screen, Trent. Jacksonville at Southern States, we don't care. That result will not matter. TSC will need to beat Mobile, get the full 3 again, just like they need to do tonight in order to make it happen. So, whether it's likely or not, whether you at home believe is another conversation. All we know is mathematically possible. Trent, here for TSC to slide into the playoffs. But once again, we need 10 out of these 13 results to avoid a goal differential tiebreaker and some more added chaos. Though, maybe in a season like this, Trent, maybe we need a little bit of chaos. So we'll see what we got going here. But, of course, that's the potential action that we have going forward for us. So we needed to educate you, the people, whether you're here in Tallahassee, you're worried about the weather and you're tuning into us on the radio, driving around town, maybe you're running a little late to the game, or maybe you're just tuning in with Grandma on the couch and you guys are chilling there and just enjoying a beautiful Saturday inside because of the storms may or may not happen tonight, or our buddies in Mobile. Just want to let you know that TSC is going to fight like they're still at it because they are still in this thing. So, of course, we're going to keep it rolling, and we'll try to keep you posted on those results going forward. But as we get ready, 5 minutes till kickoff, Trent, I say we step out for a quick commercial break, my man, as we have the visitors getting ready to come onto the field. What you think?
Sounds good, Juke. Let's go ahead and come on back in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right on back. Thank you for coming aboard here once again. It is TSC Live here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Come right on back.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
So the Young Actors Theater at it again here. Of course, one of the local talents of Tallahassee, Isla Welch, performing the national anthem today. So a fantastic job for her today as we will get rocking and rolling here for the Battle Lions. Trent, go over the starting lineups for your hometown Battle Lions here today. Of course, starting in goal is going to be Bosco Perry. We're going to have Andrew Geyer, number 16. Cousin Cy Fontenot, number 11. Danny Perez, number 2. Drew Daunt. How about Drew Daunt back in the lineup here, Trent?
Oh, yeah.
Jack Chambers, number 5. Of course, number 17 is going to be Justin June getting into the mix here today. Of course, Mike Zamore, number 3. 18, Mateus Bittencourt here getting ready to rock and roll. Good to have Drew Daunt back here and the visitors for AFC. We will have those in just a moment. So after we get the action rocking and rolling, when we have the opportunity, we will get those to you. But, of course, it is Mobile and Tallahassee at it again, Trent. 2 former Gulf Coast teams, Gulf Coast Premier League teams, but rocking and rolling here for what will be an exciting, of course, contest here. TSC trying to keep the dream alive. AFC, like you said, Trent, one of the hottest teams, or excuse me, Mobile, one of the hottest teams going here in the Gulf Coast Conference. Let's see if the heat check is still rocking and rolling here today, as the men from the Azalea City want to come in here and try to do harm to the dreams of the Battle Lions. Of course, a little switch up here. Be interested to see Trent. Early predictions. Don't look at the field right now. Geyer, topic of conversation. Is he going to be on the back line, or do you think he's going to be up top?
Right mid. Right mid or up top, that's my guess.
Right mid or up top, absolutely. Of course, Geyer, he's going to be rocking and rolling here today. Of course, the youngster, fantastic effort versus New Orleans. Him and Johnny seem to get a little, of course, a nice little flow going, finding some gaps in that defense. So it looks like he will be starting up top here for your Battle Lions.
Looking like Cousin Size at that right mid. So that'll be exciting. He played there often last season. Excited to see his pace out wide again this week.
Oh, you thinking maybe a little Mateus and Geyer up top, man?
Maybe. That's kind of what it's looking like. Mateus is hanging out right there by the center circle, so we'll see in a second. But it looks like Justin June's going to be playing left mid, and then we've got Daunt and Johnny holding in there as the center midfielders.
Holding it down, baby.
Left to right, we got Danny Perez left back. Mike Zamora sliding in from left back to left center back.
Okay, he played a little left center versus New Orleans. See if we get it rocking and rolling here as we kick off. And Mobile will get us rolling here, Trent. And we are off and away here from the Gene Cox Stadium. Here, the pride of the south side of Tallahassee. TSC on the front foot. Here's Fitzgerald. He's going to dish it out to June over on the far side, looking for some service and unable to wrap around that. But how about the early aggressiveness for the boys in the Saturday Golds here, Trent? So, of course, bringing the heat out here so far and trying to dial it up. Like we said, trying to want to get the first one in here against AFC, try to dictate pace. This is a team that has been a tough nut to crack here. Mobile, of course, fantastic defensively, has been for the last 2 seasons. Very, very stingy when it comes to letting up goals. So we'll see how TSC is able to attack this Mobile defense. Like we said, Zamora going to be at the left center back positioning here today. Dump it on back to Bosco, and we'll cycle it around into the midfield. That's Drew Daunt. Yes, sir, Drew Daunt back at it. Of course, dropped off his brother Ryan Daunt as he's getting ready to start some military service, but Drew took the trip out there, so it's been a while since we've had Drew here in the 18th. Fed on over to Chambers, who's playing outside back for the first time this season. Tried to send over the top, looking for the youngster Geyer, and able to jump on down here for the Battle Lions as they come up. And it'll be a corner kick, so Fitzgerald will look to take. He's going to have Geyer stay short. He's going to make AFC work it. Everybody's going to stay on sides. Geyer looking for some service. He's going to give back off to Johnny. Tried a little give and go. Gets through. Mateus inside the box. Trying to wrap around. Get it on his right foot. Deflected. Chested down. Side with it. Back to goal. About 20 yards from dead center. This one's going to be dished out. Geyer looking for some secondary service. Going towards the back post. Looking for Perez. It's rolling around in the box. Looking for Fitzgerald. And it still doesn't get on anybody. AFC Mobile able to clear all the way over the top. Zamora, nice settle here from the center back today, and they'll shift it on around. But how about the excitement there, Trent?
Love to see it.
Cousin Sign now on the perimeter here. Drew Daunt going back to a give off to Johnny. He looks outside to his right, centering ball to Daunt. Kick on out to the perimeter to June, who will look to settle. Nice little rollover, trying to make some magic happen. Able to get it to Bittencourt. He's onside, centering ball. And it looks like it took a deflection here, but they say goal kick to Mobile.
And TSC coming out hot, man. Obviously, like you said, we got to get this result. We got to get this win if we're going to stay alive in this playoff hunt, man. And they are applying the pressure early and often and really dominating possession thus far through just 3 minutes of play, Jube.
Absolutely. Rocking and rolling. Of course, want to put it on the front foot. That's a great note there, Trent. Great note as we have a player slow to get up out of the back. Looks like he's getting a little shoe tie. He's talking to the center ref. Can't see the number here as they're holding up in goal at the moment.
We do want to apologize. So the roster we've been given says that Ethan Stewart is going to be number 10, and we know that Ethan Stewart is currently not wearing number 10. That is a new face that we are unfamiliar with. So our apologies, but I do know that Jack Chambers is playing it right back tonight.
Yeah, I think it's our boy JP.
I believe, but
Jonathan.
Don't want to jump to any conclusions and be wrong. So
we're going to go next door, see if we can't get any love from our statsmen over in the press boxes. Some pressure coming here from AFC. They're trying to put it in the danger zone. This is Fortune. He's wearing 927. Excuse me. This one's going to be blobbed out. Perez giving chase. Mobile player goes down easy. Perez plays on. And it looks like he can start a break here for TSC. To Bittencourt. Tried to the through ball. Knifes it through to June. This one's going to be poked free by AFC. Mobile stays in play. They'll drop it on back to the front line. And this is a different Mobile than what we saw from last year. When they win the ball, Trent, as you can see, they instantly try to spring into the counterattack. Going forward, centering ball won well here by the Battle Lions and dumped out of possession. Settled down by midfield and looked to cycle around the formation. Does Mobile.
chase.
And look to reestablish, but I like the pressure. Geyer put it on. Able to get it out of pressure is Alto, the new keeper here, Trent. As we've been told, Blake has lost the starting job. Of course, we gave him some love in the pregame.
Yeah, man, he's been a stalwart for that team the last couple of years, so very surprising to see them switch it up here, but obviously they know more about their team than we do, so.
Absolutely. Making plays, man. Making plays. That's how you take care of business, winning in practice. Zamora with a nice little takeaway here. Looking to see if he can launch the counterattack. Outlet here to Justin June over there on the far side. Of course, TSC going left to right, north to south geographically in the Saturday Golds, Trent. And then, of course, Mobile. I like these fade uniforms that Mobile has. They go from like a sharp, kind of like a Carolina Panthers blue, down into like a nice maroon. It's a nice little look here. I like it. Two great uniforms on display here today.
Absolutely.
Over the top, looking to go Fortune. Very direct play here from AFC. Looks like something out of the TSC playbook. Overlapping run to Carr. Left-footed service, can't get around it. Look out, Aloha Ice Machine. Takes a little kick off the back bumper. And they keep on trucking. But a nice little sequence there for Mobile. And the visitors, like you said, Trent, TSC dominating most of the early going here. A little clapback from the visitors.
One thing I've noticed from AFC on some of these balls that look like they're about to be going out, they're keeping them in and keeping the play alive and trying to catch Tallahassee sleeping, assuming that the ball's going to go out. They're definitely trying to keep the pressure on as we see them about to enter the attacking third here. Cycle it back around.
Yeah, but this has got the pace for what makes a more exciting game.
Absolutely.
You know, kind of the traditionalist, Trent, when you have a defensive team, you know, it may lull the non-soccer fan to sleep, but I do not think that we're going to get that. This has the makings of kind of that New Orleans feel to it. Both teams kind of absolutely gunning for it because points are at a premium right now. Like we said, AFC, they're trying to jump up into that playoff conversation. TSC is trying to keep the dreams alive. So both these teams, I don't think one is going to get it done for either squad. Both teams thinking the full three. Center of the park, and that's a nice little takeaway by Fitzgerald. Head up, he looks to see what he can have. Daunt will square it off here to Perez. On the perimeter to June. He'll settle and cycle back around. So TSC okay to possess. A nice little switch. Looking for Cousin Cy. Final on the near side here. Carr up to the task with the header here from Mobile. Centering ball. He's looking for Perez. Cy will settle it and look to recycle back to our old captain, Johnny Fitzgerald, the Ackerman. Back to Zamora. A chop of it. Look at the serve. Cy over the top. Onside, they said. Carr able to pickpocket the trap, and he'll take it away here from Mobile. Service up through the midfield is Dakwa here for Mobile. He's a mainstay in that midfield here for Mobile. Been around for quite some time. Be interested to see if we have one of the players coming off a red card. They did not play on Thursday, but I was told that Ibrahima Indal was in the starting lineup, and Indal wearing number 10 today, so he is back. That's a big move for Mobile. Did not have him in that 2-0 win, like we said, against the Roots just 2 days ago on Thursday out in Panama City. part of the old road trip here from Mobile. Service out to Perez here, 9th minute of action here for TSC and the visitors from the Azalea City. Squared on back to Daunt. Head up looking for some service. Daunt says, I'll have a go at it, 35 yards out. How about Drew? He says, hey, guys, I missed a couple games.
I'm back.
I'm back, baby.
Letting it fly, man. I love it. Drew Daunt, he played a lot on the outside wing last year as a defender, and really excited to see him kind of almost take over the role that his brother was playing earlier in the season before he got back. Ryan Daunt, an excellent player of his own as well.
Absolutely. That's a good point, Trent. That's a good point. Of course, yeah, that's a way to announce your return to the starting lineup and the 18, Trent. Good song.
Rip one from 30.
Don't you forget about me. Yeah. But that's what we like. Active head up, man. Make sure you test this new keeper. See what Alto's got.
And this is a very central formation I'm seeing from AFC so far. They kind of slide to one side or the other. And, hopefully Tallahassee can use some of that speed on the outside. Geyer, Mateus, Sy up top and get one in and play one back post or something, man.
Absolutely. And here comes a little offensive from Mobile, trying to pull it back against the grain. Zamora in great positioning. That turf is a little slick, and it drains well, so it's not sitting, Trent. But there will be a slick moisture because it's just like you think about a laminated surface. I mean, it will be kind of an interesting terrain to tackle here in the early going, especially for AFC. I know especially for Mobile, though I do know they play on turf. I believe it's a little bit of a different blend of turf that they have at the Gene here. Service over the top, and it looks like a great defensive play by Perez, able to recover and poke free. Well done. Lucas Rose on the attack there for Mobile, but Perez doing a good job. Step in front, Trent.
Yeah, man.
Bosco almost needed there.
Yeah, last-ditch effort, had to get there. Would have been one-on-one against Bosco, and obviously we don't want that. Don't need that this early on. Great step from Danny Perez, man. Happy to see him back out here this week.
True. We'll need Bosco, but we'll let him ease into the game a little bit.
He'll show up in a little bit, I have no doubt.
Old big game Bosco. It seems every game, Trent, home, away, whether we're calling, whether somebody else is calling, Bosco always has 3 or 4 big ones to keep TSC in the conversation. Service down the line. This is Fortune, the dangerous man, and this looks to be last touch by the visitors, and it is a late change. They'll call goal kick. Initially called a corner there, but it looks like we're rated here. But like we said, I mean, Fortune, he's going to be one of your danger men.
Absolutely. Really showing that pace down there on that play. An excellent ball down the sideline, and really scary to see him getting one-on-one with a defender in the box.
Yeah, right?
Makes you hold your breath for a second, huh?
Yep, him and Lozano both. We said, Fortune, 3 goals on the season. Lozano, the new man to the team, here with 4, like we talked about, a couple versus the Roots on Thursday.
2 days ago, so certainly in fine form right now, as is this whole club, as we have alluded to.
Chambers looking for some service, trying to get to that next line, looking for Mateus. Spilled over the top was Daunt, just trying to get it out of a defending area. Good little takeaway, Perez and June combining. And a little slip off the ball, send that one out of play. So it'll be AFC Mobile throw-in over on the far side.
It's a little too much spin on that one. Couldn't quite control it. But great step there from Perez again.
Trying to get it going here, Perez. And then here comes Mobile. Trying to thread it through. There's dangerous Fortune. And here comes Chambers all the way from the outside back position, able to clear it off. So good last-ditch effort for him. And once again, keeping the gloves unsoiled here for Big Game Bosco.
And this is the first game I believe we've seen Jack Chambers at outside back all year, but I'm really excited to see that for the full 90 minutes if he goes that long, because he's pushed up quite a bit as a center back, made some runs into the attacking third, sent some incredible balls forward. So he's going to be kind of playing that Mike Zamora role from the opposite side over here on the right tonight.
Absolutely. That's a good point. I want to see if old Jack can get forward here. And just as we say him, good win here on the front post. About 6 yards out on that corner. Service over the top. Zabriel trying to get rocking and rolling, but a good little takeaway from June. TSC, maybe a counterattack on the table. Some step over, some help defense coming here for June. He just wants to take a rip. Looking for old cousin Sy there up top, and that's not a bad play trend here, as we know. Looking for number 11 in the danger zone, but Alto on his P's and Q's out there at the top of the box.
Some great dribbling from Justin June. Every time we've seen him this season, he's looked like an extremely confident dribbler, really able to set up that whole play with his dribbling.
Absolutely. This one's going to be threaded on through, a little heavy for the visitors. And Zamora will look to cycle it back here to Big Game Bosco. 14th minute of action, sitting on zeros here each way. If you're tuning into us, whether locally or from the Central Time Zone in Azalea City Country or elsewhere throughout the world, Gulf Coast Conference, wherever, thank you for coming aboard with us. Just a reminder, this is a TSC supported, organized, and funded broadcast, so this will be a pro TSC broadcast, but we will give respect to the visitors. But just so you know, we will be coming at it for a TSC point of view. Here comes a big one. Service down to Cousin Cy on the near side. Service centrally looking for the Georgia man, Geyer, but just a little too hot to handle. Defense up to the task here from Mobile. Little glimpse there, Trent.
Cousin Cy getting up on that horse, man. Won't be the last time, I can tell you that.
I saw you get on the edge of your seat, man.
I was ready.
As everybody does once number 11 gets into the conversation. Service on out here, and Dahl on the attack here for Mobile. He's got about Chambers. Sliding effort. Bosco with a kick save here, the near post, and there's the first one, Trent. Bosco coming up with a nice save. Nice attempt, and Dahl just kind of something out of nothing. Hesitation, hesitation, hesitation. Go at the front post.
And the glove's still unsoiled. That was a foot save.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, Bosco wearing the nice pink keeper jersey here tonight. He's got options between pink and black. Typically, we'll see the pink one here at home. Of course, we did have that one game earlier this season where they broke out the away whites. And then Bosco switched. He's like, guys, okay, I got you. Let me wear the black keeper jersey to go with the ensemble here. But
looking like the Dark Knight.
Yeah, true. But some great uniforms from the Grova Creative Design and, of course, the rest of the partners here that have partnered up with TSC. Of course, you can't make it happen without those guys. Of course, you see Big TOC, Visit Tallahassee, Mac Sheck, all the big ones here, part of a great supporting cast. As you can see, the sponsorship banners over on the far side of the field. Chambers will get us rocking and rolling, looking for Geyer. Second ball, won by Daunt, fed out to Justin June. And this one's going to be won by Mobile. Tried to thread it through, but Zamora out and in position. We'll cycle it back around to Bosco. Thread it through. Nice little ball to the back to Fitzgerald. Oof, Fitzgerald takes a lump there. And coming out of the back, I believe that was Dakwa. A little shoulder to the captain there.
Quite a meaty challenge there. The ref didn't like it.
A little bit of a size disparity.
Yeah, it could have gone either way, but Johnny being quite a bit smaller there probably helped his case, so we'll take it, man.
Johnny definitely vocal about those kind of calls as well. The Akron man, no.
Just trying to get that throw in a second ago, too.
No bashfulness. Mateus on the touch, looking for size. He tries to thread it through, and this one will go back over the end line. 17th minute of action here for a Mobile goal kick.
And the crowd really starting to fill in thus far. I think they realize this weather's kind of blown over and having a pretty good turnout tonight, Jupe.
Rock and roll, yeah, I'm surprised, Trent. As we try to get a gauge, I think we're definitely north of 200 here as people start to file in, but it does look like the storm is holding off for the time being. We can see some people with Thomasville Bulldog soccer shirts on. I think no question who they're rooting for or who they're here for. Of course, the senior Andrew Geyer playing up top here tonight. Trent, one of the things you said you liked over the last couple weeks, Geyer falling into his natural position, born goal scorer, developed beast.
Yeah.
Junior year put, what was it, 46, 48 goals in for Thomasville?
Pushing 50. It might have even been 49, man. He seriously was on a tear. And I think we were talking at the beginning of the season, can he make it to 60? I mean, he was just seriously that good up there at Thomasville High School.
Absolutely. Cy on the perimeter here, able to keep this ball in play. Try to get it rock and rolling. Richards trying to serve. Cy hounds him defensively for Mobile.
Justin June with a switch over here on the right side now.
Pressure. Mateus almost coming away with the takeaway, but able to escape. There is Richards. Coming here near side. Reese Neto. And cycled around here to Ross. On the attack now. Tried to thread it through Johnny. Up to the task. Nice little overlap. Drew Dawn going centrally now cascading towards midfield. It's going to be poke free here by Richards. Now Mobile. Once again, this is a 2022 Mobile. They're looking to counter. They're looking to go. Bosco off the line, 8 yards out. He'll scoop that one off the turf.
Love Bosco. Always coming out. Going to get that counterattack started. Not going to let them get one in on him this early.
He's the Kenny Rogers of keepers, Trent. He's a gambler, man.
You know that's right.
Throwing on over the top here, looking for Cousin Cy. Once again, back on the horse. Trying to chase down the defender, but it looks like Ruiz Neto is up to the task. Back to Alto, the keeper in service. Once again, Chambers outside back. Oh, beautiful one touch to Mateus centrally. He's about 30 yards from goal, looking to go to the outside. This one taken away by AFC. But how about Chambers with a nice little, hey, just because he's on that back line, Trent, doesn't mean that they don't have touch. They say defenders touch. You know, with a little bit of wry smile typically, but
the Welshman looking like a forward tonight, bro.
There you go. He's not the only Welshman making some news stateside here, Trent. For those in the soccer news today, hearing the announcement, but I'd prefer to talk about Jack Chambers any day.
Oh yeah.
As we have Jude, we'll cycle it out to Andrew Geyer, looking for some service. Does the senior. Drops it on back to Drew Daunt. Over the top, looking for Cousin Cy. Able to head trap. Down to Mateus. He's 20 yards from goal. The lefty gets it on his natural left foot. Deflection back to Johnny Fitzgerald. He megs the center ref. On out to Geyer. 2-touch. This one goes back into the box. Mateus with the volley. A little friendly fire as it hits Cousin Cy in the leg. Try to hit the service out to the perimeter to Chambers. It's a little too much mustard, but TSC cranking it up, Trent.
Putting the pressure on that back line, on that keeper, man, on that ref, dude. How about that Meg? Gorgeous.
Yeah, nobody went off like when it happens to the opponent, though. I was hoping to get some love, but we're going to clip that for Johnny coming back. That was a good one. As we have a little situational talk here. Chambers and Ross getting in some friendly conversation. Maybe he's giving some food recommendations here for post-game.
A couple of food trucks, different options over here.
Yeah, maybe at halftime. Never have seen one of the players go over there.
Man, that'd be cool.
I always want it to happen. Someday, Trent, we can dream. Zamora is going to square it off here to Perez. Is Perez falling into that left back here today over top to Geyer. Nice little one-touch to June. June's going to be 20 yards from goal. He's down in the danger zone. Service! And closest man there, I believe that's Carr here near side for Mobile. And he'll be out for a goal kick for the visitors in the 22nd minute.
Very solid possessions from TSC, man. I mean, you got to think possessions probably 60-40, if not more, thus far. So, you know, TSC normally not one to dominate possession, but Bruno must have had him fired up doing possession drills this week in practice, man, because they are certainly holding onto that ball as long as they can and really developing these attacks.
Absolutely. Getting things rocking and rolling well. Service over the top here. Zamora with a nice win on the second ball. Back to June. Like you said, Trent, he's been a focal point of the offensive attack, putting in some work out there on the far left side. So we look to get things cycled around here.
Cousin Cy. Great touch around the center back. He's still got it. Pulls it back. Just goes out, and, man, shows a little frustration there. Slams the ball against the net. Cy trying to do it all himself. Picking his head up, looking for that teammate. Ball just squirts over the line, unfortunately. It's going to be an AFC throw. Ball received by Nadal. Daunt plays it into Mateus Bittencourt. Mateus looking for Geyer or shot. Ball still in play. Ball still in play. Geyer giving chase. It's cleared up to about the 35-yard line, and Johnny in the mix. Comes back to Nadal. Ronaldo Fortune out wide on the left side. Plays the overlap to Nadal. Kaji Bwami, we're just getting word, is number 10. Currently filling in for Ethan Stewart. So that is number 10 there on your back line, your right center back tonight, Kaji Bwami.
Absolutely. So Jonathan making a big debut. Second start of the season, I believe. Of course, filled in for Ramis Pierre here when he was on that red card suspension. Coming in again. Him and Zamora doing a pretty good job there in that center back position.
Absolutely.
I'm liking the dynamic, and I like what I saw from Kajimbuame. I believe it was the Southern States game when we went on the road. He played a fantastic effort. Ironically, he was filling in for Ramis Pierre with his red card. Kajimbuame ended up getting a red card himself. So TSC, that was part of 3 consecutive games. Aside tries to break out the scorpion kick.
If I scorpion that, I would have lost my mind. I would have thrown this headset down and sprinted onto that field, dude. That would have been ridiculous.
There you go.
Goal of the century. Alas, we'll have to wait a few more minutes.
Absolutely. Here, minute 25. And a common theme throughout the history of this friendly rivalry, AFC Mobile and Tallahassee, inseparable on the scoreboard. Ooh. How about Perez? Great slide and able to get the ball in a weird deflection, but he wins and tracks it back. Bosco, a little bit of trouble here.
Kenny Rogers.
And the Barcelona man able to get it out of trouble. Square ball here from Fitzgerald to June. Back to Fitzgerald, and the Akron man picks up the speed here as he gets into the attacking third. Beautiful service out to Geyer. He's got Mateus coming late on the backside. Geyer with a little hold, looking for size, 6 yards out. Mobile able to win that initial one. Geyer back on the attack, trying to break down his defender. And he centers it. Justin June will square it off. He's got Fitzgerald. Back to June. 25 yards from goal, and it's going to be deflected by Mobile and spills out here to the perimeter. Carr able to control and distribute around for the visitors. But once again, TSC pressing the issue and thinking goals. But you can see the dynamic and just the beautiful flow. It's only been 2 games. Well, 1 game and change that Fitzgerald has been up there with Geyer as Chambers looks to be down here. Concerning, looks like to be stretching out. Oof, as he limps off, but Mobile on the attack here. Sliding effort by Daunt. Thought about it, and Dahl now able to slide it through. Looking for Fortune, and Bosco up to the task with a big scoop. Chambers still looks gimpy. This one's not good as he limps off the field here on the near side.
He's still on, man. He's fighting it out, trying to keep it together.
You hope it's just a cramp, but it looks like
maybe a hamstring or something.
Yeah, high hamstring, high quad.
Yeah,
is the way he was holding it and trying to stretch it out, and that's some of them are easier to play through than others, and that is a very difficult one because every single movement is going to be using those muscles.
And, man, you just need him out here. As soon as that ball goes out, he's telling Kajibwami, hey, man, don't play it over here. I'm getting pressed by 2 guys. Drop that back to Bosco. Let him filter it around.
Yeah, please.
Love the communication from Chambers.
Please.
Normally, as a center back, relieve me, please.
Yeah. Never been one to been talked about a lack of communication. Chambers very vocal on that back line always, which you love from a defender.
Gotta have it.
Threads it through. Johnny coming in the midfield. He's 35 yards from goal. Being played out to the perimeter. He'll pull it back looking for Chambers, but a takeaway. And now Mobile. They want to go. Once again, this is 2022 Mobile. Loves those counterattack dudes, but this one will be held up here. Foul here for Tallahassee. It looks like it'll be a Mobile kick.
Yeah, it's such a smart foul because, Chambers clearly not playing at 100%. And there was even a play about a minute or 2 ago where we were in the attacking third and he just gave up on it and dropped back because they've been sending these balls down the line. And if he's up there in the attacking third, then we're completely left out to dry. Might be one-on-one with Bosco. So, yeah, I'd love the foul just to get the whole back line set.
He's still laboring down there.
Yeah,
obviously in pain.
It's tough.
On the far side here, Mobile 40 yards from goal. We'll thread it back towards midfield. Here's we cycle things around. Good little pickpocket there from Justin June. Threads it through centrally here to Fitzgerald. Now TSC wants to get it going. He tries to thread it through the side. Carr with a nice sliding effort to keep it away from Cousin Sayo on the attack here in the 28th minute. But a dangerous ball. And the distributor, the Tallahassee Messi, the maestro, the midfield Trent. Fitzgerald doing a nice job of getting his composition going here tonight. As they have a hold-up foul, it's Kajimbuame will be called for it.
Little armsy there, but Would rather hold the play up than let him pass you.
Hey, go get it, man. Nice little piece of work over on the far side by Mobile. Zamora will end that streak emphatically. Here comes June. Nice little reinforcements. I like that play.
Yeah.
Because if he gets on that, he can drop that back and catch a shorthanded. So it may have already been out of play, but I love Justin June kind of emphasizing the issue there because that's a dangerous little spell for Mobile. And they've got the class. We saw it against the Roots. We've seen it on film against Southern States. You know, this is a team that can turn, you know, half chances into dangerous scenarios on the attack. Like we said, one of the hottest teams going in the conference when you talk about the last 3 or 4 match days. Jacksonville, New Orleans, you know, you can probably talk 1-2, and then you'd be hard-pressed to find a team going at it more than Mobile is right now. On the perimeter, trying to turn the corner against Perez. A little hesitation, they'll cycle back. A little drop-off here. About 25 yards from goal. Now Lozano. Or excuse me, that was Ross. Lozano wearing number 7. That was number 8, my mistake. Throws it through a little bit of a heavy touch. Big win from Ruiz Neto here on the near side. Now Carr all the way up in the attacking third from his left back position. Sliding effort, frees the ball, but Justin June going after that one. It's going to fall here. Mobile trying to go over the top. Looks like he stays onside. Bosco out from frame, coming in late, and it is in the back of the net. Ronaldo Fortune, as this one looks to be offside, flag is down and will be official. Mobile in the book first. Ronaldo Fortune, 4th goal of the season here for the visitors. In the
Is this a water break?
30th minute, and it looks like they're going to jump into a water break. And so we'll go ahead and take one with them here on TSC Live, here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio, and, of course, TLAsoccer.com. Come right on back.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
And we're back here from Gene Cox Stadium on the south side, getting through a little water break just at the visitors put one in. Ronald Fortune here for Mobile to put the visitors on top. Like we said, his 4th of the season, of course, and AFC's 10th of the year going forward, and gives them the 1-0 advantage. But, Trent, this is exactly what happened last year. They went up 1-0 here against TSC early. Of course, TSC able to clamp back, so hopefully similar vibes going forward here today.
Hopefully, and we have a couple AFC faithfuls that have made the trip on over. They are elated at that goal, unlike us. But, that was a good chance, man. Ball across the goal. Bosco came out. He's a gambler, like we said. He almost got it. It goes past him. It's a goal for Fortune. What are you going to do?
Yeah, looks like we were playing a little offside trap there and gets chipped over the top line, and so they were able to kind of push through and penalize us there. So a little bit of everything going around here, but yep, long story short, visitors put it in the back of the net as we were scrambling to try to get that one. Like you said, defender sliding in the box, Bosco coming out. He's trying to cut off the angle there, and a good ball just played across frame, and Dahl, the man, just puts it on the ground. Just an absolute sitter, Trent, as we have a little size up here. A little extracurricular activity. Mateus, one to never shy away from a confrontation here. Reese Neto getting in the mix. And then Carr is going to pick the ball up. Hey, we say it's a friendly rivalry here, Trent, but there's still a little rivalry in there. A little heat being dished out, and ref doesn't like that. Mateus going to get the yellow here for TSC. And it looks like he's the sole man to get in the books there. So we have a little shuffle. It looks like a TSC throw. Well, Chambers, it looks like one of the players here for Mobile is pleading that it's a AFC throw. Chambers is fully convinced and has the ball that he was going to take the throw, but now it'll be over and away to Rose. He will take it for the visitors. So goal gets in. Things get a little confrontational. A little disagreement here. Referees trying to clean things up here. So we get into the 36th minute. Hey, this is some Gulf Coast Conference soccer, baby.
If I've ever seen it, Jupe. If we aren't accustomed to it by now, then I guess we never will.
There we go. This is it, baby. This is what Tier 4 of the U.S. Soccer Pyramid's all about here for the National Premier Soccer League. Of course, here, Tallahassee Soccer Club hosting Mobile. Fun one so far.
Good flick on by Fortune out wide. Ball dribbled back across the center of the pitch. Looking to swing it out wide. Just drops it back. Up to Fortune again. He plays it over top. And this is a good chance. Great save from Bosco.
Look at Bosco. That one's on frame. That was headed for the corner.
Beautiful.
Great little offensive spurt by Mobile, and then Dahl. Woo. Nice little attack, but TSC looking to go the other way here.
Always love to switch to Cousin Cy. You'll never hear me complain about that one.
There you go.
Good step from Johnny Fitzgerald. Looking up line. Going to play it back inside to Drew Daunt. Looks out wide to Danny Perez. Looking over to Justin June. Justin June playing very well and strong on the ball tonight. Giving chase. A little frustrated. Thought it was an extracurricular challenge. Ref disagrees. Ball played back inside to Fortune. Tries to 1-2 it. Great step from Justin June. Mateus Bittencourt receives the ball. Plays it out wide to Geyer, who came back for 1 second. The ball goes right past him. Tough. Going to be out for an AFC throw-in.
Once again, doing some work over on that far side, man. TC loving the left so far. Try to get one back here if we can before the half, Trent.
We'll just try to get it over this side to Cousin Cy, man. Say that with a little bit of jest, obviously. A big Cousin Cy fan myself, as a fellow relative of the same family.
There you go. Affectionately known as Cousin Cy in the TSC community. This one's going to be played back here for Mobile as they cycle things around. Of course, with the advantage now, we talked about it. This is where a team like Mobile is even more difficult to play with, right, Trent? Of course, a team known, renowned for their defense, and able to really lock it down here defensively, and when playing with advantage, even more dangerous when they don't necessarily have to go after it. Though, as we've seen after the goal, and Dahl and the boys hungry for more. Like we said, putting 2 goals in the back of the net more often than not. I think, what is it, 3 of the last 4, 4 of the last 5, something like that?
It might be 4 out of the last 4, Jupe, as most recently as this past Thursday, 2 days ago, against the Roots.
Yeah, nice little movement here, little one-touch all the way around, side of Fitzgerald, and a little slippery foot on the old orb there, and that one's going to go out of play here for a Mobile throw.
Looks like Will Blake may be warming up on the bench down there, unless they brought another keeper, which would surprise us. We thought he was going to be starting today.
And this one, a little counterattack here. Fitzgerald, a little hesitation, looking centrally, trying to take the defenders on here. Poke free, still on top of it. Good win here near side. Ruiz Neto on top of that one here for Mobile. Last touch by the visitors, it seems, will be a throw in, and Chambers got that one.
Really thankful for that water break as well, as you looking like Chambers back to his old self. Just needed a couple minutes to shake off whatever he was dealing with.
Flipped over the top. Fitzgerald tried to serve himself there. Kajimbuame with a nice little assertive march off the back line to win the header. Daunt in the air will settle this one down to Mateus. Surface squares it off to Fitzgerald. One more outside here to Chambers. Two strikers in the center of the field looking for some service. How are we going to get it to him is the answer. Perez on the front foot now, squares it off to Fitzgerald, over to Daunt. Once again, cycles back around to Chambers. Mateus now a little diagonal run coming here near side. And it's one back by Mobile. Cycled around, TSC looking for a little trap here. Carr trying to break containment. Mateus will win this one as Carr tries to box him out as it's out for a Mobile throw-in. Mateus did a little something on the end of that one.
A little smile or two after as well. I always love the grit Mateus plays with, man. One of the hardest working players we have on this team. One of the youngest as well.
And so this one cycles through here. And Mateus able to poke this one free. Looking to go. He's got 4 battle lions with him. June, Geyer, Fitzgerald, Fontenot on the attack in third with him. Service out to Geyer. Now 15 yards from goal. Just on the fringe of the box. Back to Drew Daunt. 30 from goal. Gets a little half volley. This one twists off the outside of the right foot. Drew Daunt in range. Inside 35, Trent. Look out.
Drew's going to make his presence known one way or another, man. One of those is going to drop tonight. Just a matter of time. Yeah, I really love Tallahassee just swinging the ball back and forth. Not really something we've seen a whole lot from them this season. Again, not a team that is known for their possession. Very counterattack driven. I'm really loving the possession so far tonight. Obviously, it's going to be key if we're able to get back into this, because AFC is probably going to look to park the bus and play some possession of their own at this point.
Kajimbuame, nice header. Daunt gets some in. Chambers go all the way back to Bosco here. 42nd minute here. Course still open in half for TSC and AFC Mobile. Bosco cycle this one around. Kajimbuame, but Chambers looks to have, he's battling through it, Trent, but he looks a little more loose, a little more limber than he was, so hopefully it doesn't seize up on him at halftime, but he's looking a little more spry than he was earlier in the half after initially settling down that injury. Service and coming through, a couple tangled feet up there. And is it going to be a goal kick or is it going to be a free kick over there just outside the box?
That's the question. I mean, nothing malicious there. They just tripped over each other. But that was an incredible ball from Mike Moore to catch Perez in stride as he's overlapping June. That was gorgeous. Just couldn't quite keep it down and beat the defender there. But it was a free kick, rightfully called.
Is it, of course, just because he's in the center back, Trent, doesn't mean he's not taking swings at him. It's Kajimbuame getting on the horse here, giving chase to Endall. Little 10-on-10 battle there. And this one's going to be out for TSC throw, I believe.
Really looking fast on that one. Got to wonder who's got the faster 40 time between him and Side. Be close, man.
Yeah, there you go. Squared off here to Zamora, cycled around to Perez. June showing. Looks like Perez is looking for some service. Screamer. First ball won here by Mobile. Service in midfield. Kajimbuame coming all the way up. Make sure Endall doesn't get a turn on it. That's good recognition now. He can see Endall's trying to fold into this pocket. And, you know, kind of that serving 9 role. Little back to goal. Little Justin Laird look here for those TSC fans around last year.
Wily Wildcat, man. We sure do miss him around these parts.
There you go. On over to Drew Daunt. Puts it back on his right foot. Back to left center back Zamora, and the old battle lines will cycle this one around. Once again, Mobile with the advantage. Fortune in the 31st, giving the visitors Vitale for his 4th goal of the season. 44th minute to Zamora. There he goes. Big Mike, look at his serve. He's got to be a good tennis player, Trent. Looking for Cousin Cy over the top. And how about Cousin Cy on the second effort? Lost the first ball, but chases the second effort all the way down to the end line. Looks like he didn't get another touch to it. And Carr's getting some battles, man. He's seen a little Cy. He's seen a little Mateus here.
Those are 2 hungry guys, man. I wouldn't want to be him tonight.
Yeah. He's going after it. That left back's always tough, man. Left back is always tough. Alto will give off here. Goal kick coming 45th minute. As Mobile looking to send, and we have over here on the near sideline. Looks like Blake is warming up, Trent.
I thought I saw him a minute or two ago take his warm-up off, put his jersey on, so we'll see. Maybe they were just trying to keep him fresh for the first half. Who knows, man?
Interesting. We were told by someone within the Mobile organization that he had lost the starting job, but potentially coming back in. Here's Geyer chopped down right on top of that Rickards Raiders logo about 50 yards from goal.
He flew about 50 yards from goal on that one, man.
Damn, Mateus getting a little verbal warning there. Mateus already working on a yellow. You can see the intensity coming through for the former McClay Marauder there.
We don't need any more reds, man. We've had our fair share.
Yeah, what, 3 so far this season? We went 3 in a row.
Yeah, like the last 3-4 games.
First, we were giving up a penalty kick every goal. We did that for the first 4 games. And then we were finishing the game with 10 men 3 games in a row. And it looks like those are the C's. How about Geyer getting in on the keeper, fighting for that loose ball? Assistant referee wave of the flag here. And he looks like he wants a foul on this attempt at the keeper. Geyer says it's a live ball. I don't know what's up. I'm going after it, pleading to the referee. Alto, he's super pissed about it. He's talking to the center man here. And this is an interesting conversation. The assistant referee was waving his flag as to usher a foul call, Trent. But it looks like center man will have none of it. He says play on. Everything stays in the pocket. And keep it going. So off and away. Keep on trucking.
Yeah, nothing to see here, boys.
As we go here, it looks like officially they call it offsides, of course. But the flag was being waved for the Geyer contact, to be clear. So it looks like it was a double flag by the AR. As we check back here.
A little confusing. Signal
up from the press box. So apologize for the wayward the wayward series of logic, which we have a way of doing, Trent. If, of course, the TSC faithful, if you're used to us, you understand this. For people from Mobile, this is how it's going to be. But thanks for coming aboard with us. Please enjoy the journey. And if it's too wayward for you, there's a mute button. So feel free to do what you want. This is America. Service, Chambers over the top, looking for the youngster Geyer. Alto off his back line. Oh, and that may be why, Trent, Alto holding his left leg on that run out. Maybe he got a little juiced up on one of those contacts, and so maybe it's a physical injury, not necessarily a play performance here that would usher Blake into the ballgame while we saw him warming up, because Blake does have his penny off here as we get into the 3rd minute of stoppage time in the first half.
Currently talking to the Mobile assistant coach, it appears, and on a knee, ready to come in at any given second, but we're nearing the end of the half here, just depending upon how much stoppage time the referee gives. Currently going into the 49th minute. We're in the 48th still. And the ball sent up to midfield. Daunt with a header on it. Gets it to Kajiwami.
Of course, haven't seen the center man check much at the watch here, so it looks like he's content to let this one roll a little bit. Of course, we did get about a 2.5-minute water break after that Mobile goal.
They're getting Chevy with Mateus now. Extracurricular on every attempt at the ball now, so Mateus got a little target on his back, it appears, and we're going to go to the half, boys.
Absolutely. So we will step here into the break as we go a little couple minutes after 45. Keep on trucking here. So like we said, visitors, 31st minute is the difference. Ronaldo Fortune puts it in for Mobile, 1-0 here for the visitors. And why you see it here at a 0-1 scoreline. So we're going to take a quick jump out here as Coach Bruno, I'm sure, wants to give some local restaurant accommodations or some local watering holes, Trent. Of course, check out some of the beautiful sponsors here for TSC. He's like, hey, guys, you should check out Mac Shack. Maybe stop by a little Proof Brewing Company. Good family establishments going on here. Check them on out. We're going to jump out for a quick commercial break. Here it's TSC Live here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Also TLHsoccer.com. Come right on back with us. Andrew Jupe, Trenton Young, James Ward here on the action here. TSC down early, but your boys are still fighting. Here, come back for a second half action.
Joe Ward.
Good stuff, man. Your guys down here. Good job, man. Good fight. Good fight. Good fight.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
All right, and we're back here at the break. Here, of course, on TSC Live. As you can see, Tallahassee Soccer Club and Mobile going at it here. Match day 10 for Tallahassee. Of course, an interesting one so far with the visitors up 1-0 as we try to bring up the scoreboard here for you. Cycling back around. But 1-0 here for the visitors. Of course, 31st minute when that one went in. Of course, Ronaldo Fortune, the man to put it in for AFC. But we bring in, here our stats man, the man with the numbers, Joe Ward. Come on in, my man. How we doing today, Joe?
Well, so far, here's what we got. On goal kicks, Mobile has 8-3 for Tallahassee. Tallahassee has gotten some opportunities, but not really what I would call quality shots. Saves, Bosco Perry has made 3 great saves here, and I have Mobile with 0 saves as on the biggest scoring opportunity they had. It was a player in front of the goalie that got it. Shots on goal is 5-1 Mobile. Fouls, refs pretty much letting them play. It's 4-2. Throw-ins is 15-8, and corner kicks 1-1. So, relatively even game here. Main thing I want to see is Tallahassee get some more legit scoring opportunities in the second half.
Some of it really just comes down to finish, and had some chances in the box, which really liked and enjoyed seeing there, but unable to put those home, going off in the early going. But visitors able to knife one through, and, of course, playing the offside trap, and Dahl gets on the other side of it, puts some service in. Bosco's got to come out. You know, it's all reactionary, right? Chain reaction, bam, 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 bam. Next thing you know,
they got to go.
You have a sitter just absolutely crawling across the 6-yard box, Joe, which, of course, is a striker's dream, and able to pile that one in is Fortune, who, of course, actually his 45th goal of the season. Or, sorry, not the 45th, his 4th of the season. As I'm saying, as we're here sitting at the 45-minute mark. My mistake, Joe. Could you imagine if he had 45 goals? It'd be insane.
He would not be playing in this league.
Yeah, he'd probably get a call up real quick. That's a great point.
He probably would be in the National Premier League with the big boys, or the Premier League over in Europe.
Yeah, maybe so, dude. Maybe so. Maybe the USAL, maybe the MLS gives him a call, say, hey, why don't you climb the ladder a little bit? Come play with us. We'll throw some big-time money at you. But, yeah, that's a very good point. Of course, 45th minute, we're at the halftime break here for TSC. Of course, Joe, we talk about kind of the narrative that we have coming in. We like to talk about it. We call it behind enemy lines, right, is when we kind of preview the teams on the other side. And, of course, for those who missed the pregame show, what in the world were you doing? 6:30. We were here ready to go, but that's okay. We don't blame you. It's okay. It's okay.
Some people like to wait for 7 o'clock to get here.
There you go. They like to roll it around. So, of course, Fortune was one of our guys to watch. Of course, University of Mobile, man. He had 3 goals coming in. As we can see, this was the pregame graphic that we were going over. You also got to look out Lozano. Of course, that strike force has been dangerous, man. They've been busy. We've been doing a good job, of course, kind of compartmentalizing it towards the middle, but we see Fortune spilling out here on the perimeter a little bit. Him and Ndall really getting some good touches here, but I think that's by design that TSC's trying to clog the middle, force it to the outside. It's been kind of dangerous living the last couple weeks here, but only 1 goal deficit. This is not uncommon. AFC took the advantage last year, 1-0 here, Joe. TSC ended up getting the result there in the 1-1 draw. But, of course, draws aren't going to do it this time of year. You got to be talking playoffs, baby, and you got to get the full 3 points.
You got to get 3. Ones won't do it now.
All right, Joe. So, Joe, of course, you were around for the pregame, and we talked about TSC. We look at the table. Let's cut to the table first. Let's set the table, if you will, Joe. You can see 2022, the Gulf Coast Conference. You can see Jacksonville, Southern States, New Orleans, those you know about. Interesting sidebar, those other games getting ready to get rocking and rolling. So we want to see if we can get a check-in on some of those other games going out west. Little battle for second out in the Central Time Zone. Joe, what do you think of Southern States, New Orleans? You got a prediction here for that game?
Big game. Is that in Hattiesburg or at New Orleans?
Rematch. It's in Nolens, baby.
I'll go with New Orleans.
Ooh, New Orleans at home.
At home.
Of course, the revenge game. Southern States put it on them last time. So New Orleans looking for that clap back to see if they can slide into that second pace. But we talked about a New Orleans team as they took care of business against TSC the other day, Joe. But that's a team like Mobile really coming into stride here. Dangerous team. Obviously, Pensacola, if the playoffs started today, would be that 4th seed. But Mobile knocking on the door a little bit here. Florida Roots and TSC going to make up the last part of it. So, Joe, we talked about playoff scenarios. We've been crunching it, right? We've been running numbers. So some people have been telling me that it's a shame that TSC has been eliminated from the playoffs. And then I look at them with a furrowed brow and a look of inquisition, Joe, and I say, what are you talking about? Because you know why I say this, Joe? Because there's still a path to the playoffs, man. Let's get on the road. TSC's road to the playoffs. So, like we discussed pregame, with some emotion, Joe.
You got to win out for starters.
Well, TSC's got to win out, true, but they need a little help. And when I say a little help, I mean actually a lot of help. They need 13 games at the entire conference to be played. TSC needs 10 of them to go exactly this way to avoid a crazy goal differential situation. We're going to try to keep it clean, stay out of the goal differential conversation, because let's bring back up the table. Joe, when you look at the goal differential, you see Tallahassee, the second to last column. Negative 18 is going to be hard to catch because the teams that they're going to go against, -6, -2, and -12 here for those 3 teams. But it's probably going to be either Pensacola or Mobile is going to be your team to chase down. So they're going to have to get single digits. It's going to be really, really tough here down the stretch. So we got to keep it easy. They got to get to 11 points, like you said. That's the bottom line. Of course, they have to win out. So this weekend, let's take it in chunks. We're going to go match day by match day. Saturday the 25th, we have 3 games. Southern States and New Orleans is interesting to watch, but for TSC's purposes, we could care less as far as playoffs. This game, TSC's got to have all 3. If a team is circled, they have to win. Otherwise, it gets complicated. If they got a question mark, we could care less, which Southern States, New Orleans, Jacksonville will each be playing each other. And so any of those games does not matter. If they tie, they win. We assume that those 3 teams are going to be in. And in this scenario, TSC needs them to be the top 3, which is the most likely scenario in any scenarios that you run.
I think it's almost a lead pipe cinch at this point.
Yeah. But there's a potential. There's a potential, especially on the lower half there. Pretty sure Jacksonville has clinched, but we'll have to check those numbers this week. Jacksonville got to take care of Pensacola. Once again, we could essentially get a tie, but we'd have to get into a goal differential conversation. We're not getting into that. So keep it clean. Today, TSC wins, Jacksonville wins, and we'll escape the weekend still with a little hope here, Joe. So we get out of the weekend. and we'll go into Wednesday. So 3 more matches. How about a nice little midweek 3-course meal here? New Orleans or Jacksonville, doesn't matter. Mobile at Southern States. We're going to need Southern States to win because we've got to keep Mobile at 10 or less points. They're currently at 7. If we win here and Southern States win, that'll keep them at 7. TSC, that's now a home game. It was supposed to be played in Pensacola. Construction on the stadium coming back to Tallahassee. They need to win that. Jacksonville's got to beat Mobile. New Orleans got to beat Pensacola. Southern State's got to beat the Roots. Mobile's got to beat Pensacola on a special Wednesday night season finale for Pensacola. Mobile, we need them after losing to come back into the fold and win. TSC then has to travel out to Mobile, get the victory. New Orleans got to take down the Roots. Southern States, who cares? They can tie. Either one of them can win, and that can happen. But that is the road to the playoffs here for TSC. An exciting one. Gotta believe, Joe.
You have to believe until everything says no dice.
Absolutely. But the long story short of it is, if TSC doesn't get at least 2 more and the win here, that road is collapsed. That road is no longer under construction. They will burn that road to the ground.
They don't win tonight. Simply, it's a done deal.
And the dream is over. Still a lot to fight for. Still a lot being built here in Tallahassee. Let's not lose sight of that. Regardless of the season outcome, positives, growth, results may not show, and to those who are simply looking at the table, and if you're just looking at the table, you probably don't see it, but Tallahassee may catch you in 2023, but there is growth being done here, and we're just going through those growing pains. As one of the small dogs here, the blue-collar team that we have in Tallahassee, but we're still going to be rooting for our Battle Lions. We still love them. We still love how they get after it every single time they take the pitch.
The development program is going to be critical.
There you go. And the U19's continuing to fuel the fire. So it's been an exciting one. So, Joe, awesome stuff, man. We'll let you get back to the numbers booth here and get things rocking and rolling. And we'll bring Trent aboard as we start our second half off and rolling here back in the capital city of the Sunshine State. TSC and Mobile. Tallahassee's got to win to keep the dream alive and keep on trucking the visitors from Mobile, trying to put a feather into their cap and attempting to get into double-digit points. Here comes Guy with a sliding effort. This one's bouncing around in the box. Johnny Fitzgerald keeps it alive. Justin June takes a crack at it, but it looks like that third ball that gets sent in will be a little offsides action here. Trent?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that one's going to be called back.
Yes, I may or may not have been out of bounds on that one. So it's tough to be on side when you're completely out of play. But love the effort from Cy, always fighting to get back into the play.
Absolutely. You got to bring a couple guys with you if you're going to go out of play like that, Trent. Oh, thing of note, substitution, Alto has taken a seat. Will Blake, who we had been told had been surpassed in the starting lineup, is now back in for Mobile. So I know we've been giving a lot of love to Will Blake and deserve it. I mean, he's earned it last couple years.
Oh, yeah.
So back in the position here for Mobile. And this one, an odd sequence. It looks like the ball went over the end line, but the assistant referee wasn't watching, and Bosco's like, oh, I better get this out of here before it gets called. So that probably should have been a corner kick. But this one, yes, June comes back near side. Hey, this is just how it is now, dude. It's one of those years, man. One of those years.
Anything goes tonight, man.
Anything. Tallahassee needs to get it going here in the second half, Trent, as we have centering over and a little point of interest over there on that right side of the field. Trent, what'd you see, my man?
Looks like old Ben Mitchell has checked in. Walked past him as he was warming up tonight. Gave me a little peace sign, so hopefully he's level-headed, ready to set some teammates up, get some goals here in the second half, Juke.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about aggressors, people going after it, some intense play, and I think Bennett Mitchell's on the top of the list, so it looks like he's coming in for Mateus. Perez inside the box, tries to bend it, upper 90. A little lean back. Johnny says it tipped off. Oh, no, they're calling him offside. My mistake. My mistake. Dials it back. But how about Perez getting a little rip? There's a little whip on that ball, too.
Johnny pleading his case, man, per usual. And it does look like Mateus has been subbed off. Not seeing him out there currently. It looks like we got number 12.
So it
might
looks
be, is that Blankenship? Normally wears 13. Looks like he's in 12 tonight.
number 12. Is that Blankenship or Vina?
That could be Vina.
12 is Vina.
Forgive me.
So it looks like a little formational. So it's not a clean swap, right, Trent? So we have Kajimbuame. He's going to come off. Mateus is going to come off. So it's going to cycle up a little backline formation. When we get an opportunity, we'll square it up for you. Centering ball here for Mobile. They're on the attack. Another one knifing through at the top of the 18. Fortune, he's feeling it. Tries a left-footed volley. Gets it to Endall. He puts it on the ground. But good step by Perez. This one's going to be dumped back out for Zabriel. He's going to look to collect, hounded by Perez. Oh, good little win from Danny there. Dumped out of play and cleaned up. Perez wants to go fast. Gives it to June. He's going to flick it up top, trying to just keep it in play, keep it alive. And the initial header is going to be won off the back line by Martin. And just a scrappy affair. It's going off. Keeper's out. Cousin Cy on top of it. Blake is off the line, and Cy almost had number 6, Trent.
That boy just don't quit, Jupe.
Ooh, so keep on going. TSC maintaining possession. Geyer is going to dump it on back to Bennett Mitchell. So that's the change on the back line. It's not a clean swap. Kajimbuame off the back line. Bennett Mitchell in the back. Vina into the midfield for Mateus. Through. This one actually works out really well. Geyer able to thread it through, and it'll be last touch here. Looks by Carr over on the left-hand side, winning TSC corner.
Looking like Geyer has switched over to that right mid, and Cy appears to be playing as the lone striker currently. We've got Chambers, who has slid into center back, his traditional position, and Bennett Mitchell, Danny Perez on the outside.
This one service coming for Fitzgerald. Geyer's going to stay short. Cy, the lone man, inside the 6-yard box. Perez coming late. This one looking front post, about 8 yards out, won by Mobile. Zamora, one-timer rip. Perez trying to get back onside, and this one's going to be cleared out, only temporarily so. Second ball won by Mobile. Bennett Mitchell will track this one back to Vina. He's looking for a little offensive spell. The attack-minded midfielder tries to square it off, but Mobile on top of this one. Service over the top, looking over to the side. Bosco, 35 yards from goal, plants it off of his right foot right in front of Bennett Mitchell.
And if I may make a correction, it's actually Mike Zamora playing left back. Well, it appears he's dropped
Left
back
center.
into center back. We're all over the place on that defensive line. Everybody's switching in and out. I can't get a good look at it, but yeah. Left center back and Danny Perez at left back. Drew Don is still out there at center mid, by the way.
So it looks like up top we have Cy and Geyer.
And then
So it looks like we're kind of enveloping into a kind of compact 4-4-2. It's a little twisted up. It looks like Daunt is playing kind of that
JWP.
center sweeper JWP role, so it may actually be a 4-1-3-2 is the way it looks, which sounds odd formation-wise, but TSC does run that periodically. Fortune with the takeaway. He's one-on-one with Chambers. Tries to cut back. Vina getting back defensively. Fortune looking to load up, and Perez able to clear it. A dangerous sequence there. Mobile on the spell of attack. Cousin Cy giving chase here. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Diamond of Mobile. And out there to our man, Jean-Baptiste Lamongo warming up here for TSC. On over there. Armijo warming up as well. Mike with a twisting left foot into the crowd.
Ooh.
Can't take that one home with you. I'll look to throw this one back. Oh, Johnny, we need your help.
Kick it back up here, Johnny. I want it.
Dishes over the sideline. And it looks like Alto, we can see him on the bench. The starting keeper for Mobile, a little ice pack on his left quad, Trent. So as we kind of suspected, looks like an injury that triggers the Blake installment here for the second half for Mobile. Go for it.
I just want to say I think that's a big reason why they subbed him out. We saw he was unable to take those goal kicks, and obviously they want to have as many players forward as possible. And looks like ref is calling a throw-in violation, picked up that back foot.
It's the second one we've seen this season. Perez taking no prisoners there. Of course, it had a little contact. Trying to play keep away. Perez says, give me that rock. Salamantu and Perez, 22-2 involved in the contest. And Perez says, deuces, I'm out of here. I'm going to take this throw in. We're going to keep this train on rolling. Oh, Johnny making a adventurous run, but they'll dial it on back to Chambers. So they'll look to recycle. Set it on to the far side for June. And this one's going to be out of play. TSC looking for some contact. Ref says play on here, and we'll give a throw in on the near side. So once again, I just want to thank you for coming aboard for the broadcast here, TLHsoccer.com, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, here in the Tallahassee area, Big Bend of Florida, South Georgia.
Man.
And it looks like some heavy contact on Zamora. Zamora holding his right knee down here on the stoppage. That does not look good.
Definitely played the ball out and looked to get shoved. Little extension with the arms there in the back. And I don't know if, holding the knee, was shaking his hand at first.
Training staff coming on to take a look at Zamora here. But, yeah, we want to say thanks for coming aboard here for the viewership, whether you're here in Tallahassee, trying to avoid the weather that we had here today, whether you're in Mobile, tuning in for us, whether you're the rest of the Gulf Coast Conference, maybe you're off today, or maybe you're elsewhere, of course, throughout the world, overseas. And here, thanks for coming aboard. Just want to warn you, we had a power surge. Our internet was down here, so we apologize if the sound quality isn't up to our usual standard or the visual isn't up to our usual standard. We're running the entire broadcast through a hotspot, which is something we always avoid. We triple check, but there was a huge storm that came through Tallahassee last night, and there was no way to fix it. We were unable to contact the local facilities who run the show, so we sincerely apologize if this broadcast quality, both sound and visual, is not up to par, but we're trying to do everything we can, and hopefully it's working out for you at home or on the go, wherever you may be. Big throw over the top for Mobile on the fringe of the attacking third, gets into the box. Zamora back in, and he's able to head it free. Also getting in is Drew Daunt. So 2-3 headers for TSC to get it out of the danger zone, and it looks like Mobile pressing on the gas a little bit here, Trent. 54th minute. And the visitors getting after it. Clearance over the top by Daunt. Here's this one, spirals over the top, looking for Geyer. Carr and Geyer. It's been a common matchup that we've seen so far here as Bennett Mitchell giving chase. Mobile will win it, but collected by Vigna, dumped on back to Bosco. And we'll cycle back around. Bennett coming centrally, squares it here to Drew. And this one's going to be poked free and by Fortune. And a fortunate bounce for TSC that one didn't stay in the field of play, Trent. And a little heavy on that one, go out for a goal kick here, and Bosco will take care of it. Trent, we started the clock once on kickoff, so the game clock, just so you know, we are on the accurate time. The broadcast here that you see on your screen, but the game clock is about a minute behind us. I'm not sure how that will play into the whole situation, but just want to let you know that when the ball was kicked, we started the clock. So I just want to set the record straight. If you see some disparity or some things start popping up that you do not see. Fitzgerald on the prodding attack now. He's going to come near side, 20 yards from goal. Good gun ball for the Perez. Service, top of the box. Vigna at the 18, deflected out of play. Desperation. Bodies flying towards the ball. Adakwa looked like he got his body in front of it, but a very exciting spell for the TSC faithful. Excuse me.
Yeah, really good ball over top from Bennett Mitchell to kickstart that attack, and was able to get lucky. Ball just bounces to Johnny Fitzgerald. Great overlapping, or I should say underlapping run there from Perez, but yeah, love it, man.
Perez is everywhere tonight, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's in the box. He's back on the box on defense.
Service. This one's going to go back post. Bennett Mitchell's there. It looked to be off an AFC player. Bennett bites it. This one's going back post. Geyer in the area. 2 AFC players. Desperation clears. Vigna locks it in. Johnny trying to settle it down on the corner of the 18-yard box. He's 15 yards from goal. Now takes it outside, dribbling towards it, and he's taken down. It's either going to be a handball or a foul on AFC. There's no way not to call this one. And so the center ref coming in, he wants to conversate with the players. As it looks like Salamantu chopped down Fitzgerald here, so it will be a TSC free kick. So this one is about 6 yards from the goal line, but is outside the 18-yard box. 6 Battle Lions roaming around the box. Service from Fitzgerald's going centrally. Drops right in front of the keeper. Nobody home. Second ball files to Vigna. He's going to put it on the outside to Chambers. 18 yards from frame. Twists it. Trying to go back post. Willie Blake giving chase. Just wide of frame for TSC. And it's going to be a goal kick out of the back from the men from the Azalea City here as we approach minute 59 from the Gene.
What you think, Jupe? Was that a shot or is that a cross?
Oh.
Is that just a ball getting into dangerous area?
Chambers will tell you it's a cross.
That's what I think.
But knowing him is probably a service because I think if it's a shot, he laces that one. He seems like a guy who steps into it. We've seen him take some from distance.
Oh, for sure.
Vigna wins this one just on the TSC side of midfield. Second ball collected by Vigna. He's got some pace to him. He's looking spry here tonight coming in at midfield at halftime. Dawn, service out to June. June, 10 yards from goal, puts it back on his right foot, tried to get a centering ball. This one twists up in the sky 20 yards, 25 yards. Perez trying to drop it back here to Vigna. This one's going to be spilled out. And Dahl tracking back to the midfield. He's been a pest for Mobile, and I mean that in the most complimentary way. A lot of touches on the ball. Here comes a little attacking spell here for the visitors on the counterattack. Centering ball 6 yards from frame. Had to have it. Drew Daunt wins it. Fortune on the 18-yard box. Good step by Perez. Beautiful service up top. Looking for Cousin Cy. A little too much mustard on the hot dog. It's going to get all the way back to Blake. 20 yards from frame, but good thought. Try to feed the beast, but how about that? Counterattack on top of counterattack on top of counterattack, Trent.
Dude, and Perez is playing at left back. He is seriously all over this pitch right now. Defensively, offensively, I mean, he's just taking up all kinds of space and really trying to will this team into a draw currently.
Overlapping run, and Dahl services Zabriel here on the near side, trying to cross up. Big Mike. He's going to go centrally. Daunt's now going to take him on as they pass him off the round through the defense. Now Geyer will give chase. This one's going to be spilled out to Carr on the perimeter. And looks like he's going to give it out to Salamantu. Overlapping run from Carr, but this one will be dropped centrally to Richards. And square back ball to around midfield. Still on the TSC side of the field, though. Dakwa in possession here outside the numbers of the football field. Service near side to Zabriel. Defended by June and Perez. This one gets through to Endall. Mike called upon, and the big left center back able to clear it with the left foot towards the Mobile bench. Here on the near side, minute 61. Visitors up 1-0. 31st minute goal here. And another stoppage as the referee wants to bring this back. He's watching those throw-ins, man.
He said, hey, buddy, you're about 15, 20 yards back this way. Once we get that right.
Bring it back now, y'all.
One hop this time.
Oh, potential substitution on the way here. A couple TSC boys switching over jerseys. Be interesting to see what we have developing. As this one comes through. And it will be out for a TSC goal kick. So substitution pending. Francisco Armijo, Trent. He's our backup keeper, but he's wearing a field jersey. Looking to come in here as we cycle around a couple guys. Warmed up here so far tonight.
Yeah, it's tough to tell who some of these guys are, switching jerseys, wearing different numbers, so we do apologize. We're kind of making educated guesses here. And
that is my mistake. Yeah, the lineup we were provided is actually incorrect, Trent. So, yeah, Armijo, my mistake. He's talking to Jean-Baptiste Lamongo over here still on this near side. Good point out. The pink shorts. Trigger
that gives it away, huh?
Yeah, true.
Thanks, Petley.
So we'll have to go next door to the press box again, see if we can't get an update on what 20. We had 10 wrong, now we have 20 wrong. Justin June on the attack now. Forget about the jerseys. Let's get back to the action. Centering ball from number 17. This one's going to be deflected by Mobile. Cousin Cy giving chase. Trapped by Perez. Looking to serve. He'll square it off here to Fitzgerald. The captain trying to weave through the double team. Somehow he's able to maintain possession. Squares it off to Geyer. He's about 15 yards from goal. Outside of the box on the far side. Carr hounds him. Perez tries a behind the back and almost gets it on frame. Will Blake on his tippy toes again. And this one's going to be out, it looks like, for a goal kick, but TSC getting their money's worth in half. Number 2, Trent. The assault is on.
Jupe, that would have been the craziest goal we've seen in the stadium for the Battle Lions had that gone in, man. That was incredible play there. Perez, again, just pushing into the box, left back. He's up there looking like a striker, man, giving a smile to the sideline. They're talking him up. Coach Rico's giving him some love. So, yeah, really excited to see Perez, man. He hasn't played a whole lot of games this season, but when he has been very explosive all over the pitch, as we have seen tonight, Jupe. Now Will Blake back for the goal kick. Pops it up right about the 45-yard line. Drew Don gets the ball. Great ball over top to Cousin Cy. Cousin Cy with the chip and just off target. Very close there for a goal kick. Yeah, I think they're going to call it a goal kick. Obviously, all these fans here wanting the corner. It was close. Had a good vantage point. Don't think that Blake touched it. Was extremely close, but a great left-footed effort there from Cy Fontenot and a great ball, headed ball, down the defense from Drew Don. Cousin Cy giving chase. Ball is cleared down the right-hand side. And Don again with a great slide tackle. And, man, that was almost TSC ball, but that goes out for another AFC mobile throw.
Getting excited, huh, Trent?
Yeah, Jude.
Look out, player.
Watch out now.
Cousin Cy with a good rip there. Tennessee's starting to give up. So, yeah, the roster's incorrect for TSC. We'll get to it in a little later while we have a chance. I went over next door to try and get some clarification. The guys next door are great over in the press box.
Coach Z.
But not a constructive conversation. No results. We think it's Bosland.
Okay.
Number 20. Of course, he was instructed to us that he would be wearing number 4 today, but we're a whole different cycle of uniforms, so we'll try to strike that down. But we believe it's Bishop Bosland, a teammate of Size at UWF.
Great step from Zamora.
Cleaned over the top, so we apologize if it's not Bosland, and we apologize to number 20, not given the updated roster here. Going with what we dealt with, and Bosland, new addition to the team, just came aboard last week here. Had some family matters, keeping him away from the team here, and some obligations, but coming in down the back stretch here, so we believe it is Bishop Bosland here on the near side. Johnny Fitzgerald with the takeaway. 4 TSC attackers. Gets it to the outside. Has Geyer looking to crunch. Just want to get through to Cousin's side. Trying to get on the end of it. AFC Mobile desperation defense. Martin spills it out of play. But once again, they're starting to feed the beast. 11 getting a lot more looks than he had the previous 20 minutes of this second half, Trent.
25 plus stoppage time left. Switches the ball. It's tough.
Geyer coming all the way over to this left near side in an absolute battle. I believe it's Zabriel. And the Thomasville High School senior giving the Frenchman all he can handle back there. As we have Bosland coming over. And Zabriel down on the play here. As we look to cycle this one around. Here for AFC Mobile. And what's becoming an intense contest. We saw basically was counterattack on counterattack.
Looks like Pickler's warming up down there. Might see him, and he had that incredible 40-plus yard goal last week against New Orleans, man. We sure could use that right now, huh?
Yeah, I bet. Zamora plays it back to Bosco, a twisting rip with his right foot, looking for Bosland, and this one's going to be turned off by Indall. Mike flying through the sky. Fortune puts this one, dangerous, but just a little too high. Had to keep it out of Bosco's range, but in doing that, a little too much for Salamantu, and this one so be out for a TSC throw. They want to go quick. Mobile will take it. Geyer tries to keep it in play. Just a little too much. And it'll get outside the black lines, which we're using here on the turf. Of course, white lines are for football. Black lines are for soccer. Of course, on the turfed up field here at Gene Cox Stadium. Down on the south side here, the capital city of the Sunshine State. Fortune on the ball for AFC. Top of the box. Gets it on his left, 20 yards from frame. Had it been about 2 yards lower, that one's in the back of the net, but sails over both crossbars through the uprights. But no points for that one as we get into the 68th minute. Here from Gene Cox Stadium. Threaded through here to Fitzgerald, trying to launch the attack. It gets through to Cousin Cy. And the old turf monster takes him down top of the box. tries to reach back and get something on that, but unable to. Great run by his side, great vision by Fitzgerald to try to thread that one through. And Dahl going to be fed, and Mike giving him a lot to think about here. Trying to keep him off of his left foot. He gets back on it, and the secondary ball won by Drew Daunt. Good job to clean that one up. Fitzgerald, nice little flick, tries to get it over to Boslin. This one's going to be won back by Mobile. And it's going to be Dakwa cycling back around here on over to Salamantu, who was over on the left side. Now he's over on the – Salamantu's everywhere, dude. He's like Geyer up there. Oh. Good cutoff by Perez playing left back. Service over the top. He said, I'm just going to feed the beast. Look for Cousin Cy. He's already got 5 goals this year. Try to get number 6. Boslin squares off to Johnny Fitzgerald. Back around Daunt, Perez, and cycle back. Back to Drew Daunt, looking for Boslin down the line. This one's twisting and will go out of play. About 20 yards from goal will be an AFC throw-in here on the near side. 69th minute of action so far.
Si's begging to get some help here in the attacking third. Like, man, we've got him down here pinned in. Like, drop back, guys. We can win this ball real quick. And they did. And, yeah, lost it again. Mike some more. Good step. Bosco coming out. That sweep keep that he loves to play. They're calling Pickler down, looking like he might come on here in a second, Juke.
This one will be squared off here to Bennett Mitchell. He tries to thread this one through, looking for Fitzgerald. And Geyer hits this up an ASC player. He wants to rock and roll and throw. He wants to take it quickly down to side. He plants it down to Fitzgerald. Looking to go over the top. Late to the party as Vigna tried to serve him. Secondary attack.
Great step.
And a harsh step by Perez, all ball. And this one goes out of play. We'll be getting back to Mobile. Last touch by Perez. And getting an update. Our apologies. It looks like the roster we were provided by AFC is incorrect. Number 25, who we thought was Zabriel, is Jose Reyes. So my mistake on that one. The old path of communication, not exactly linear here in the MPSL, Trent. So thank you to the people of AFC Mobile for keeping us updated. Try to keep it straight as best we can.
Best we can, man.
Service on out to the perimeter. Look at Bennett Mitchell into the attacking third. Service coming into the box. One well here by AFC. Salamantu now. Tries a little crossover. Perez coming with the step. On over the head of Ruiz. And this one will be back to Mobile on the throw.
Looks like a couple subs coming on for each team now, Juke. Water break potentially.
And looks like Pitchler going to come on here for TSC. And I wonder if this is a straight substitution coming on here as Mike Zamora will take a seat.
And he's earned it, man. Fought very hard tonight. Played multiple positions and very physical player. Normally that left back that we see, but, you know, played very well at center back tonight so far.
And so speaking of center backs, Dakwa will come out. New substitute here, number 6, Gael for Mobile. So it is a clean substitution on TSC side. Pickler going to come in for Zamora in that left back role. Service over the top. Going to get to Cousin Cy. It looks like a ball to hand. Referee says play on. Geyer tries to thread it through to Cousin Cy. Mobile with the last touch. Perez now collects 50 yards from goal, looking for some service. He'll go cross field to Mitchell. Tries to square it through to Geyer. Gets stuck in the Mobile traffic jam. Drew Daunt squares it off to Vigna on the perimeter. Cycled through. Tried to get that one back to Benny. And Mobile trying to launch a counterattack will thread it a little harshly out of play for a TSC throw. Chambers dropped it back into his new right back positioning. Geyer gets dropped back there. 30 yards. Great job by Johnny not to run into Geyer. Side trying to hold up his offside run, and that's a tough darned if you do, darned if you don't situation. If he goes early to save the ball, he's offside. If he waits for the onside call, he's not going to get to it. So the latter happens. Tough situation with TSC on the attack. Attack-minded, like we said, got to get 2 to keep the dream alive here in match day number 10.
Draws just won't do it at this point, man. 3-0, and looking like
little water break.
This is the water break? Okay.
Water break each half here. So just as a reminder, as we go to a little break in the action, quick recap of the table as it be. 5th place team going against your 7th place team, your TSC Battle Lions. Both teams still in the playoff hunt. Of course, both teams wanting 3 points. TSC would be eliminated with anything but a win here tonight. Also need a result. Need Jacksonville to beat Pensacola once again to continue that dream and keep those options alive. We're going to jump out for a quick commercial break here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio and TLHsoccerclub.com here for TSC Live. Trent Young, Andrew Jupe, Joe Ward, James Ward bringing you the action here. Come right on back.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Good delivery by Geyer there, and this will be just out of play. Perez looks to go quickly. He'll drop this one off back to Vina. Squaring ball all the way to the back line. Reaches Chambers somehow. After that nice little offensive spell. Guy, Sire, Fitzgerald. The triangle is working here, Trent. Let's see if we can get a payoff here late. Over top looking at Boslin. Perez in good positioning inside the box. Tried to thread it through. Last touch by Mobile. That'll be out for a TSC corner kick. And good vision on the switch and good positioning by Perez, who's been all over the place tonight.
Johnny checking short. Don't know if that's a decoy or not. Man, we really need to get everybody in the box, and we've got all but 2 players inside the box or right outside.
Perez looking to serve. Blake off of his line. Back post. Slaps it out of play. Levels Pickler in the process. And be out for a TSC throw. Bennett Mitchell wants to go big throw. It reaches near post. Or excuse me, just the front of the 6-yard box. But the spell will be cleared here for Mobile. And Indall wants to run with it. Once again, the new look Mobile this year loves the old counterattack, so they tried to jump out of it. They burned Florida Roots just like that a couple weeks ago. It was a very similar scenario. Trent, the 2 against the Florida Roots and the 1 against Southern States, they had a long throw in. The team was slow getting back, and they tried to burn them on the other side with the counterattack, and they tried to do the exact same thing there. But the boys, looks like, been watching some film on top of it. On top of it. So we get into the 77th minute here from Gene Cox Stadium. TSC and Mobile have some, looks like some cramping here, about 25 yards from goal. Salamantu stretching out one of his teammates. Can't see the number there. Is the man in the center giving some guidance. And he's going to welcome on the substitution. New substitution, Albert, pending for Mobile. Interesting to see where he'll come into the fold. Gadomo Albert. According to the official, and I say official with quotations, roster on the National Premier Soccer League link, they say he's an attacker, Trent. So we'll see how accurate that plays itself to be.
Yeah, the players at this level can really be deployed anywhere. Obviously, Geyer setting records up there at Thomasville and playing a lot of right back so far this season up until the last couple games. So just kind of using you as you see fit here in the MPSL. But really good match so far, man. It's been very back and forth. Plenty of chances for both sides, you could definitely say. And
Oh, yeah.
still, Tallahassee's still in this, man. The season on the line. About 13 minutes of game time left plus stoppage time. So far from over, Juke.
There you go. Absolutely. Then it's one of those squads, AFC, and I would say New Orleans. Regardless, always exciting games between those two teams, especially more so at home. We play a little better at home than we do on the road. Does TSC.
When you travel 1,800 miles in 8 days, it's tough to play well on the road, bro.
Truth.
That's
Truth.
brutal.
Not all teams in the conference have the Golden Jets or the helicopters. There's a nice little pace of play. Geyer, Vina, Fitzgerald, everybody getting a touch in. Service out to the youngster. Just graduated high school, making moves here on the senior team. Andrew Geyer, Thomasville, Georgia, will win TSC a corner. They look to get this thing rocking and rolling. Pickler coming up from the back line. He's going up. Vina, Perez, Mitchell, they're playing center field. Chambers, free safety at midfield. Bosco, 55 yards from goal here on the corner kick. 80th minute. Service coming from the far side here for TSC. Towering ball goes to the back of the 6-yard box looking for Vina. Looks last touched by Mobile. So Mitchell will cycle back. If TSC does not win this, you got to be careful of the counterattack here for Mobile. They're going to play it out, try to front it forward. Daunt's going to serve a ball over the top. Everybody's onside. Second ball won by Mobile. Be out for a TSC throw. 35 yards from goal. Daunt throws it into the box looking for Cousin Side. Won by Mobile. Fortune headed off. Watch the counter. Here it comes. New substitute, Albert. Godomo Albert now on the counterattack here for Mobile. And we heard a whistle, but it sounds like it came from the crowd. It'll be cycled back around to the AFC defensive line, and they'll look to build out of the back. Chop down looks like the new substitute there, Bosland's going to be
That's a yellow for Bennett.
tagged up, and that was the yellow for extracurriculars. So, of course, Bittencourt picked up a yellow, but he's not on the field. He was subbed off here early in the match. So, I believe for TSC, Mitchell's the only one on the active playing surface with a yellow card. A rarity for TSC these days.
Normally we're 4 or 5 deep at this point, man. If not on a red, if not giving up a PK. So, not the worst game we played this year.
Truth.
I'll take it.
There you go.
Not over, though.
There you
Season's
go.
still alive.
81st minute. Getting ready to crawl into minute 82. The kids are having fun. Family affair out here for TSC. Looks like we got up over 300 here tonight. I was wondering what kind of numbers we get with the storms threatening and the nasty one we had last night. They wrecked the giant TIFO, if you noticed an absence on the far side. TSC had a beautiful, gorgeous battle lion. Of course, the president put it together in his driveway, came and installed it at our game, and it was wrecked, we're told, by this nasty storm last night that also took our internet. So as a reminder, if the stream quality is not up to the usual standard, we apologize. We are running the broadcast off a hotspot. It is our fourth and final bailout option. The only one we had left to be able to give you the broadcast. Geyer, service over the top. Cousin Side's onside. This one's getting into the box. Blake, 15 yards from goal. Out to scoop that one. And that's the one you see in the scouting report when you're looking at TSC. And, ooh, just a little off.
And there's the Will Blake we were talking of.
There you go, man.
Always alert back there.
Pickler wins the header, too. If you got some time this week, go back and check out the New Orleans game. Stoppage time. If you're looking just for an absolute rocket, Pickler out at New Orleans. So the game's out of hand. TSC obviously taking the loss there, but Pickler rips a 42-yard shot from a defensive positioning. He's just pressing up on the second wave of the attack, and he just like, well, I'm going to go ahead and rip it if they're going to give it to me. It's got so much pace, Trent, that it's too hot for the keeper to effectively deflect, and he deflects it right into the upper 90. Of course,
We'll take it.
Pickler, his first ever goal for TSC.
And only his second appearance, I believe. I think his first one was against Jacksonville.
Yeah,
and
Jacksonville.
Right after that, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oof.
So he's getting
Wow.
some run. Daunt chopped down. That's some quad-on-quad action right there. That's going to leave a bruise.
Albert sweeping those legs.
And you hate to see that from Daunt,
Yeah,
who
it's tough.
suffered a lower body injury. I was just thinking that earlier. It's great to see Daunt and guys like Bennett Mitchell, Bosco up there, and he's got to be careful for some magic words, which he's gotten.
Yeah, bro.
That's right on.
He wanted it.
That's right on brand
He's-
there.
Hey, dude, you can't get away with a finger in the face of a ref. But, hey, Bosco knows that. He doesn't care.
Bosco's on yellow.
He's like, give me a couple extra seconds of stoppage or something. Come on.
So
Wow.
Chambers with the free kick, about 50, 55 yards from frame. Of Tallahassee's frame, my mistake. He's
Bruno's
a
just
good what? Almost
slapping
70
at
yards.
wrist. Come on, ref. Look at your watch. Where was the stoppage?
84th minute of action here. But, yeah, we were just saying point was lost on the extracurriculars there. But great to see guys like Bennett Mitchell, Andrew Dawn, and some of the guys that season were ended early last year. Good to see them here down the stretch for TSC as we cascade into the last week of the season starting. Oh, no, we've got the bye week. So 2 more weeks. Jumping the horse before the cart. Okay, here we go. Little attacking threats. Dual substitution. Both guys we've seen played up top this year. 13, Chaz, Charles Blankenship, and 19, Jean-Baptiste Lamongo. Looking to come in here for TSC when the time is right. Be interesting to see where they fall into the mix.
2 great challenges there from Pickler to thwart that attack and actually able to win a throw there for TSC.
So it's going to be 85th minute. Once again, your time on the stream is correct. It is right around a minute ahead of the game clock, but they did start that late to the second half. I don't know how that will factor into the referee's time. I hope they have been keeping time themselves, and that's up to date. But we had a water break. We had some big injuries, so, I mean, I could see us easily going 5+ minute stoppage time as Bennett ushers this one back to Chambers. Turns into a little bit of a dangerous one. Vina with a little chest down to Bennett. A little triangle action, a little knockabout here for TSC. All the way back to Bosco. And he'll switch this one, coming near side to Perez, able to keep it in play. And a lot of pace on that one. That one will go out, and it looks like Baptiste Lamongo going to come in here for TSC. Once again, Baptiste Lamongo and Blankenship on standby. So a clear indication. Charles says, I'm coming in for that guy. He points at Drew. So Drew Daunt will take a seat. Blankenship in for him, and Baptiste Lamongo will come in for the youngster, Andrew Geyer. So it looks like clean swaps right now. Baptiste Lamongo will come in up top. He'll play with Cy. And it looks like they'll fold Blankenship up into attacking position as well. So they're going to alter formation as this one slides through here and will be out for a Mobile goal kick here from the back. Here, 87th minute and counting. Blake directing traffic. The old goalkeeper adjustments. It always takes goalkeepers a little longer to line the sights up this juncture of the game.
Speaking of lining sights up, look at Bosco creeping up there, man. You think he's going to try to rip one?
35 yards from goal. If they give him a chance, he'll do it.
Pull a cram back from last year?
There you go. Service through the middle. Going to be decision time. Bosco wants to come
yeah.
out. Oh, gets
What a
after it.
save.
15 yards from goal. Bosco had to have it, or that's a dunk on the backside. Keeps it at 1-0 Mobile. Baptiste Lamongo, his first touches. He's getting absolutely accosted on the far side. Handsy activity. He's deservedly frustrated, and he'll be pulled back for a TSC free kick. Look to get this one rocking and rolling again
Pull it
here.
back for 2 yards. And the ball comes over to Pickler. And Drops
Serves it
to
on back to
Perry.
Bosco. 35 yards from goal now.
Dangerous, but works out.
Johnny coming back around midfield. Oh, beautiful ball to Blankenship. 3 TSC battle lines in the front. This one gets through Bosland, and it looks like it's deflected. Jose Ruiz, the last one to touch it. So it'll be a corner kick. Bosland running it over to the corner. 88th minute now for TSC. Desperation time, got to have it. Bosland takes a kick, swing, going 7 yards out. Baptiste Lamongo gets a touch to it. It's a little too heavy to be a trap and a little too light to be a shot. Blake off the line and 3 yards from goal.
3 battle lines around the ball, and none of them quite get that final touch before Blake comes out. And man, what a great ball in, and another great chance from TSC, just inches off Juke.
Oof, because he gets through. One of the defenders, it looked like for Mobile, whiffed it coming across. I think Baptiste Lamonga was surprised it got through, and it accidentally hit him, and then the 2 battle lines crashing in on it, tried to pick up the pieces, so definitely a chance. Blake called upon Fortune, looking up at Bosco to see how far out from goal he is. He's trying to turn the corner, lays it off, centering ball, and dunked in there for AFC, so it looks like that will be the swan song here for playoffs. So for the visitors, put it in on the far side as they double their delight here in the 89th minute. 2-0 AFC Mobile.
Mo Blake must have just won the World Cup, man. He is pumped.
Fortune, another great ball. He's been dynamic here tonight, as anticipated. Did not see who got on the end of that one in the shuffle up. Might have been the new substitute guy, number 6. We'll have to try to get some official word here coming around. But the visitors go up 2-0. TSC still fighting. Cousin Cy flick on over the top. Blake, 17 yards from goal, goes to ground. And on top of this one, so we get into stoppage time here. Of course, we are beyond the 90 minutes.
Great stop there from Chambers.
Just have 90 on the clock here. Unofficially, we're about 30 seconds into stoppage time. A little tangle up with Fitzgerald there. TSC take the quick kick here. Cycled through to Blankenship. Service over the top, looking for Bosland. That one's got some pace on it. He's going to be able to get on top of it. Keep it in the conversation here for TSC. 10 yards from goal. Tries a little hesitation. Able to turn the corner on Jose Ruiz, but reinforcements coming there for Mobile. Fitzgerald now on top of it. Square ball here to Vigna. He's looking for the next move. Baptiste Lamonga there. Squares it off to Blankenship. AFC Mobile up to the task as Richards will take this one away. And here goes Fortune. Smells blood in the water. A little bit of a heavy touch. Chambers will take it off his foot. To Baptiste Lamonga. Back to goal here on the TSC side. And physicality there from AFC. So it looks like Richards will get called with the foul here as we are now into the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Like we said, we can anticipate, I would guess, about 4 or 5. Trent, what'd you think as far as stoppage time here? A lot of holdups.
Seems to be appropriate. You know, just hope that the ref stopped his watch every time. Obviously, we need every second left. It's a pretty insurmountable task to come with this 2-0 lead here in the dying embers of the match. But, man, that's why we play the game. Anything's possible.
About 3 minutes in stoppage time, we predict. TSC only needing 3 goals. So if they stay on 1 goal per minute, then they're right there. But AFC on the counterattack there. Service on the back. And looks like it'll be offside about 45 yards from goal on the TSC side of things. As they get resuming, Bennett Mitchell, he was all alone, and he was wondering what in the world was up. But the referee said play on. Turned by Fortune, sliding effort, and this is a danger zone. But good job by Vigna to coming back to Bosco to make sure there's no hairy scenario being played out there. 3rd minute of stoppage time. Now, Fitzgerald on the TSC side of the field. Beautiful ball once again to the perimeter to Bennett Mitchell into the attacking third service from about 15 yards out. Be out for a TSC corner. They got to go, though. They got to go as we approach the 4th minute of stoppage time here from the Gene. TSC needs 3 goals to keep the season alive. Sliding through centrally. Gets past Vigna. Mobile now on the counterattack. Heavy touch will be out for a TSC throw. Boslin looks to take it quickly here to Baptiste Lamongo. He's able to collect that one. Last touched here by Mobile. Diamond able to clear that one out here for the men from the Azalea City. Substitution coming here. Looks like Austin Lee late to the party here in the 4th minute of stoppage time. Looks like they're holding up for the substitution. And it looks like he's coming in for Chambers. Probably not a clean swap. Perez looks like he's going to retreat centrally. And a little bit of a formation shift. Austin Lee, typically a midfield attacking role. And it looks like Bennett Mitchell's going to fall into the back line with Perez. Pickler also. It looks like they'll go 3 in the back as they'll send numbers forward here. Service. Mobile wants to just send it down the line. Pickler's going to give it back to Bosco as we approach the 5th minute of stoppage time. TSC needs 3 to keep the playoffs alive here at the Gene. Pickler, service up top, and they were looking at the offside call, but Mobile wins it anyway, so will not matter. Cycle back around to their back line. Baptiste Lamongo giving chase. Good little pickpocket, but an infraction hold up here just on the fringe of the defending third there for Mobile. And so it'll be a free kick. Blake will come all the way up to take this one. Be about 30 yards from goal as we are here, 5th minute of stoppage time. Slips on the turf on the service to the front line. Hits Fortune. Vigna will clean up the second ball. Heads back to Pickler. On up to Blankenship. Tries to thread it out to Bosland. Taken away here. Gale fills it on to Jose Reese. Bosland guarding him. Goes all the way down to the corner. Looks like an old keep away. And it will be out for... Tough to see this signal here. Looks like an AFC Mobile corner. So in no rush. Mobile going on up on the corner kick here. Fortune will set it up as we are now 6 minutes deep into stoppage time, and it looks like any touch of the ball could be the last. Salamantu now trying to play keep away. Looks like he last touch it. Fitzgerald wants to take it quickly. See if TSC can get something on the scoreboard before the night's over. Fitted up to Cousin Cy. Looking for him at least, but it'll be one well out of the back. It was Richards, that cleaned it up here. Service over the top. Mitchell looking for Cousin Cy. Deflection. It was on the end of it. Rocketed over the top here. Looking to throw quickly. Cousin Cy. Able to keep it short to Baptiste Lamongo. Back to Cousin Cy. Looking for some service about 25 yards out. That one's out of play. Of course, both balls now over by the equipment for the facility staff. Throw it on into Fitzgerald here. 35 yards from goal. Back to Fitzgerald. 40 yards from goal. Looking over to the far side. Looking for somebody wide. This one's poked free by Mobile. Perez picks it up 45 yards from goal. Tries to thread it through to Baptiste Lamonga over the top. Pickler will now be pursued by Fortune. All the way back to Bosco near the TSC side of the field.
There it is.
30 yards out. Some service. Doesn't get through. Cousin Cy all the way to Blake. And he'll dive on top of this one. Now 7 minutes deep in stoppage time. Still looking for the elusive number 6. This one gets over the top. Fortune able to get a handle on that one. Salamantu tries to feed it to the back post. Mobile threatening again. Kick save from Bosco will keep it at 2. Fantastic effort by Big Save Bosco. Blankenship gets it over the top. Oh, great little connection, little UWF connection there. Cousin Cy gets absolutely rocked on the lower body takedown here. He's slow to get up. He will limber up. It's just on the AFC side of the field. Fitzgerald will take it here just on the attacking side, and we are now 8 minutes deep in stoppage time. Vigna on over to Baptiste Lamanga. A little step over, coming back against the grain, shove in the back. And that'll be a free kick for TSC. Kengeye called up with the foul here. And back to Mitchell, on over to Fitzgerald. He'll take it centrally, 30 yards from goal on the fringe of the attacking third. Tried to thread it over, looking for Blankenship. Oof, and that's head-on-head or shoulder-to-head contact there.
He slammed his head on the turf, yeah.
I think Blankenship under some supervision, and the referee will call it off here as we go 9 minutes deep of stoppage time. Almost go 100 minutes in the game, and we are all final here from the Gene, and the visitors will prevail as the final score 2-0 to Mobile. Here as we're coming to clock, we're just about to turn into the 9 o'clock hour. So at that point in time, I want to say thank you for coming aboard to our radio audience. I know they have to jet out at 9 here for our listeners on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Thank you to John and the crew for getting us on here tonight. And thank you if you joined us with terrestrial radio for coming aboard for the Tallahassee Soccer Club broadcast this evening. So as we gave a little pause here, and now for the post game for our regular TLHsoccerclub.com streamers. Staying with us here today, TSC, of course, officially in the books now with the loss. Trent mathematically eliminated from playoff contention here for the 2022 season. But that's all you got to ask. You get to the last couple weeks of the season, keep yourself in the conversation. It was a winding road to the postseason. It would have been. But for TSC, heads up on that one. And another tough loss here at home. Of course, 2-0 to AFC Mobile. This is the first time ever that AFC Mobile has beaten Tallahassee. Of course, ties in the Gulf Coast Premier League, and then a tie first game last year, and then TSC prevailing second game a season ago. So we'll play them again. Final game of the season, July 9th, but with a little different tale. So AFC Mobile plays spoiler here for Tallahassee, putting the final dagger in the playoff hopes as we have a nice little sunset going on there. Somber tunes, slow tunes, and the sun goes beyond the trees. No longer with us like the playoff host for TSC, but still building stuff here at Tallahassee, still rooting for our boys. Gave it all out there once again on the field as we see a number of TSC players getting medical attention, haven't even approached the sideline yet. Great games by Justin June. He's coming off. Bosco with a number of monster saves again today. Chambers putting in a Warriors effort there on the back line.
Danny Perez, man.
Perez, absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Perez, your player of the game today, Trent? You had any nominees? Quick impact. It's tough to say without perspective.
First impressions that really pop off to me, and don't want to discredit any of the boys, but Mike Zamore, Danny Perez, Cy Fontenot, those are my big three off the top of my head.
There you go.
Great effort from Bosco. Great effort from everybody, man. Just unfortunate. Tough match. This AFC team, we spoke about it before the game, man. They're certainly up from last year. They are not the same team that we played in the Gulf Coast Premier League. They are not the same team we played last year at all. So their first win against us. Obviously, we split every game except for our home game against them last year, 2-1 win, and they walk out of here 2-0 victorious tonight. So tough loss for the Battle Lions, man. Going to be a long drive home for me, but, man, I'm very thankful to be out here another season with you, Jupe, and the Ward boys, and just very appreciative of everybody here at the club that gives us this opportunity week in and week out. So thanks for tuning in every week. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely fantastic showcase. And as we kind of transition to that, we talk about Mobile advancing, and Mobile, like we said in the pregame, one of the hotter teams going right now. They're going to jump up to 10 points. They'll get even with Pensacola, but on goal differential, AFC live standings will jump up to 4th. So if playoffs started today at this certain moment, AFC would be your number 4 team. Trent, and obviously it's a lot to swallow here, but realistically, in the rooting entrance to TSC, you got to think, at least I don't want to speak for all the TSC fans, but AFC's on the top of my non-TSC rooting list here, man. So wish our boys from AFC the best. We're going to try to get you on the 9th, but up until then, you know, I'd rather see them than some other teams. I guess I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
But, yeah, man, Fortune as advertised here tonight.
Yeah, he really showed his touch, his speed. That was an incredible play he took there late in the game, 70th, 80th minute. I was just able to poke it around Perez and pick his head up and play a great, dangerous ball across goal. Missed the first attacker. It was right in stride for the second one back post. So nothing our back line could do about that one, nothing Bosco could do, but a very hard-fought game, as is every game here for the Battle Lions. And, you know, just unfortunately, that's the game we play, man. You don't always get the results you think you deserve or you think you've earned, and it's tough, man. But, you know, I know that these boys will pick their heads up after this. They've still got, how many games left? 3? 4?
2 left.
Oh, man.
We got the one on Wednesday. One on Wednesday versus Pensacola. We actually got a home game. So, yeah, good segue. Trent, dude, pro on the segues, dude. As we get at Cascade, and he's like, yeah, let's talk about that upcoming schedule. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. TSC upcoming, obviously we played, that first game was today. But the next one, Wednesday, we actually won another home game. So in a weird season where we would play most of our games at home, seems odd coming off that road trip, but construction on the PFC facilities, so they will be coming here on Wednesday instead. Of course, PFC fighting for playoff positioning now with TSC eliminated, so we could play spoilers them. They already took the 850 Cup. It seems a little excessive to win the 850 Cup and go to the playoffs, Trent. So we'll see if we can play spoiler there.
It'd be
also,
nice if they could share, huh?
Yeah. Also, the big finale. Excuse me, our buddies from Mobile. We'll be seeing them again, this time on the road, July 9th. Under end of the schedule, we talk about Mobile being one of the hotter teams. They now go up to 4th in the table as we try to pull up a little Jacksonville scoreline here to see what Jacksonville and Pensacola have going on. But, of course, if we cascade into, I thought we had a Mobile schedule. Was I ill-informed? We do have a Mobile schedule here. How about these next 2 for Mobile, man? Southern States, Jacksonville.
Top
on
2
the
dogs,
road.
Man. Yeah.
We played that game last week.
Yeah, we did. How'd that go?
That did not go well.
Oh, you got to love it, man. Yeah, that's a tough one. But at the same time, though, currently those 2 teams are 1st and 2nd in the standings. So, I mean, if there ever was a time for them to kind of pull back the reins and rest up for the playoffs, I mean, it's certainly possible these 2 games would be that for AFC. And, you know, they really could cement that spot as 3rd or, you know, keep that 4th spot with the goal differential over Pensacola. So, certainly got a couple fixtures left to really see how this shakes out, and we'll certainly keep you updated next Wednesday and on the Tallahassee Talk podcast. But
Absolutely.
for now, we got to just sit back and eat our popcorn and wait.
Absolutely. All about that popcorn tonight, Trent. All about it.
Shout out, Bruno.
So what you think? We need some numbers here, Trent?
Hey, we got a numbers guy around?
I think we got a numbers guy around.
Cool.
Let's
Call
pass
him
on.
up.
Let's get Joe Ward on the line.
Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Dial him up here. Get ready to get things going. Official announcement here. So we talked about the construction going on at Pensacola. One of the reasons why they're going to be playing here, they're playing in Alabama as a home game against Jacksonville over at the Foley Sports Tourism Stadium, Joe. And they're in a weather delay. So we told you we'd give you an update on that game. I lied. We're not going to give you an update because that game has yet to start. Still in a weather delay as of about 20 minutes ago. So they're still awaiting kickoff. It's 8 o'clock Central Time. Nobody's touched a soccer ball out there to get things rolling. Like we said, Pensacola playing in Alabama as a home game against Jacksonville due to construction on the stadium. So a weird one here. And just before we get to it, Joe, let me try and see if we can get a New Orleans update. As, of course, this is a battle for second. So it's kind of big as the table is concerned. Halftime, 3-1 Southern State's on top of New Orleans.
Ouch.
New Orleans revenge game trying to get back at Southern State's for the whopping that they got earlier. Southern State's in control. If results hold, Southern State's would stay at second, and it would almost be a clinch of a home game. Not official, not mathematical, but it would be very tough for Southern State's to not host an opening round playoff game if they did not, or if they hold on to win this matchup. So no score, Jacksonville and Pensacola. That game has now started 3-1 halftime as of a couple minutes ago for the Jesters and Southern States. But we now bring in our boy Joe Ward to give us the numbers. Joe, what you thinking, man? Give us the knowledge. Give us the power. Knowledge is power, Joe.
Tallahassee had buku amount of opportunities in the second half.
You wanted more, Joe.
We got it.
Chances given.
Go kicks was 17-6 Mobile. That kind of gives you a bit of an indication about how aggressive Tallahassee was. Free kicks was a wash, 9-9. Saves, Bosco Perry was my number one pick tonight here. 5 fantastic saves. Mobile had 3. Shots on goal was 8-7. But oh man, in the second half, Tallahassee had 6 shots. They were all over it. Fouls, like I said at halftime, refs pretty much were letting them play. It's 10-7. That's pretty much a throw-ins was 34-29 Mobile, and corner kicks, Mobile only had 2, Tallahassee had 7. That's another indication about how aggressive they were in the second half.
In dangerous positions, absolutely. Of course, so we once again want to give a look at the table. So with these results, obviously these are not live standings, so we want to be clear about that. This was start of the day, as you can see, timestamp, bottom line. But if current results were to hold, so Jacksonville and Pensacola at 0-0, so that one is kind of weird. I guess we can give that a wash or a tie. But if results were to hold, that would keep Jacksonville at first, and it would put Pensacola in the 4 line. But I guess we can't really give a result. That's not really fair since they have 0 time played. We can't give them a tie because that one may be canceled. So we're not going to go there. So I'm going to track that back. So with results, TSC will stay at 7. AFC actually is going to jump up to 4th. So if playoffs were to start this second, AFC would be your number 14.
And that would be a very dangerous number 14.
Ooh,
The way they're playing right now.
We talked about it pregame. Trent and I also discussing on the Tallahassee Talk podcast, which if you're interested for Tallahassee news and information, feel free to check it out. And, of course, Tallahassee Talk on your favorite podcast platforms, on YouTube or on Facebook, Twitter. Get a hold of that. But, Trent, Joe, they're a dangerous, dangerous team right now. Of course, going back for the last 4 or 5 matches, up there with New Orleans, Southern States, Jacksonville. As far as results go, these guys, one of the better teams, and the pace and the play and what it looks like on the field, man, is they're a dangerous bunch right now.
And their set plays ain't too shabby.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they got their 2 goals here to offset set plays.
And keep rocking and rolling here. So they go into, so if the season ended today, like we said, Mobile would be in 4th. So Pensacola would be idle, but of course goal differential, they would fall down to 5th. Southern States would stay at 2. New Orleans would stay at 3. Like we said, 3-1 at halftime, the current standing here. So Southern States would be sitting there in the 2 position. And like we said, with a victory, it would be very hard for New Orleans to supplant them or somebody else to pass them. As far as numbers go, I think that
if Southern States wins, they go to 20. Holds on wins there at 21.
Right. 21. It would be very difficult for them to be caught.
5-point lead, it'd pretty much be about a done deal.
Yeah.
But mathematically, there would still be a chance.
Correct. Plus, they're 9 goals up on New Orleans. Well, plus with the 2 tonight, they'd be 11 goals up on goal differential. They'd also have the 2-0 head-to-head tiebreaker against New Orleans as well.
They're pretty much home.
Yeah, so it would be a real tough see. So it's looking like it's going to be Jacksonville 1, Southern States 2, as which you could have predicted beginning of the season, but it looks like it's playing out. So the real conversation is if Southern States does hold on, right, and Mobile stays hot, does Mobile have a chance to go track down New Orleans? Because they're within striking distance. It would be a 16-10 differential, and we can bring up the New Orleans conversation, right? It's going to be tough, Southern States and Jacksonville, but
the next two games. I don't like that. To be honest, they played good tonight, but I don't like their chances with what's coming.
Yeah, it's going to be tough seas. So it'll be interesting to watch going forward there for their upcoming schedule.
But anything's possible because, Southern States and Jacksonville have been pretty much 1-2 all year. They're getting toward the end of the season. They know they're in the playoffs. It might be one of them nights.
That's the thing, right?
That's one of them things. Well, here comes a hot Mobile team. Mobile might catch one of them napping. You never know.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If Jacksonville were to beat Pensacola, Jacksonville pushes up to 25, and I think that would clinch a playoff spot for sure. It may even clinch a first-round bye. We'd have to go back and do the math work on there. But as an exercise, give me 4. You see 7. Give me the 4 playoff teams. Your prediction, seeds included.
I'll go Jacksonville will be the 1 seed.
Okay.
Southern States will be the 2. The points spread between 3 and 4, I think, is maybe a little too much for Mobile. But you gotta keep something in mind here. It's a 12-match season. Mobile still has 4 matches matches to go. They got to take one of those 2 to have any chance to slip up their third. But I'll go New Orleans 3. And right now, I'll take Mobile at 4.
You take Mobile at 4. I agree. Those are probably my 4. And I think the key game is going to come down to that Pensacola game, right? Which is essentially going to be the rubber match. Because I think if they set a sail, because that's the thing, Pensacola playing Jacksonville, and then so AFC has to play Jacksonville. So when you do like a side-by-side comparison between Mobile, they both have to play Jacksonville. They both have to play us one more time, and then they both have to play each other. The difference is Mobile throws Southern States in the mix as well. So the common opponents is going to be decided. They're probably going to take some lumps against Jacksonville, but basically it's what they do against each other and us. It's essentially going to create the differential.
Uh-huh. But that would be my 4 right now. But Pensacola, I don't sell them short yet because Pensacola still could have a lot to say about all this.
True. Pensacola is going to be all over the place because they're basically done with home games. With the construction on the stadium, like we said, they're playing home games in Alabama. They switched to us. So they're going to be all over the place. They're going to be on the road for every single game remaining for the rest of their, obviously tonight, and then the 3 games remaining after that.
But also I'm looking at that thing here.
Because Mobile's at 10. Don't forget that. With the win tonight, Mobile is now even with Pensacola.
Mobile's at 10. Pensacola's at 10, barring results out yonder.
Correct. If they
Panama
even play.
City is still sitting there at 9. And I know they're 3 and 7. They still have 2 matches, but what's not to say they could win the last 2? I don't know who they close out with here, or even one of them. That could upset the apple cart.
I think we have it here. Well, we'll give the conference schedule so we can see it pull up. The Roots have to travel to New Orleans, to Southern States as their last 2 games. Yep. You closing the book on that one?
I'll close the book on that one.
Offer rescinded.
Especially the first one.
So you can see the conference schedule here rest of the way. So, of course, ignore the circles because this was the TFC playoff situation. It has now been completely thwarted. So all the hard work that we put in this week, Joe, has now been completely admonished thanks to Mobile here tonight. But, yeah, you can see the rest of the slate. And you can basically shape it, right? You can kind of see based on who are in these games. If you trust the top 3 to take care of business, then I think there's not much movement that can be done. If the top 3 are going to win most of those games,
that would be your top 3.
That'll be the top 3. So it basically comes down, the Pensacola-Mobile game that you can see is that weird Wednesday game. That'll be the season finale for Pensacola on that Wednesday.
That might just be their whole season right there in a nutshell.
And that may be it because Mobile will still, after that, have a chance to make up with TSC that Saturday, of course, as we travel out there. But that's basically what it comes down to. If you think your top three are truly your top three and they play all their players and they want to keep winning, because Jacksonville pumped the brakes at the end of the regular season last year. That was clear. And so it made for some interesting shifts. But if you think the top three, and they're going to play through, because I think Southern States, if they hold on to beat New Orleans, I think they can track down Jacksonville. So I think that keeps Jacksonville at alert, something that they did not have to worry about down the stretch last year.
If it was me, it applies to this sport, it applies to football, it applies to basketball and baseball. If you got a playoff position locked up, but you still have a possibility somebody may track you down, you had better be playing your mainline players. It's bottom line, because I've seen it way too many times. A team decides they're going to pump the brakes, and then lo and behold, the momentum is gone.
It's a dangerous game.
That's a dangerous game. I keep playing the mainline people.
Yeah.
Now, if it gets, let's say, their final game, but look who the final game is. It's Jacksonville and Southern State. If there is still a possibility that Southern States could catch them, you better believe they're going to play their mainline people.
Absolutely.
But if
at home, especially too.
In Hattiesburg,
Jacksonvile making a 9-hour trip to Oak Grove, Hattiesburg, whatever you want to call it.
If the first and second places are settled by then I think you'll see both teams kind of pump the brakes a little bit and give their bench players a chance to play a lot that night and rest your starters.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, any last words, Joe, on the action here tonight?
They just played, Tallahassee just played hard. They had ample opportunities in the second half, just didn't convert. They got 2 games to go. Now they can play playoff spoiler for both Pensacola and Mobile. There's still something to play for. And because now, here you are with 2 games to go. And the old adage in sports, the team that is only playing for pride is now the most dangerous team. You will face. And you had better be ready to go when the kickoff happens.
Yeah.
Here, because Tallahassee, sooner or later, Tallahassee is going to have one of them games where not everything goes right for them.
Yeah, and it's been tough. It's been a really tough year for TSC, and not trying to blame all those external factors, but it's been a tough ride, man. But they're building, and we're going to keep rooting for them until further notice, Joe.
And the Tallahassee fans, stay behind your team. Better days are ahead.
Yeah, and absolutely. And how about the crowd here tonight, Joe? Massive storm last night. So shout out to not only the TSC players, as you know, of course, we had the whole roster, which was largely incorrect. But let me read off these guys. Shout out, well, first of all, let's get Coach Bruno, Chris Petley, the top dogs, everybody in the top of the organization, Bosco Perry, Danny Perez, Mike Zamore, Bosland, Chambers, Drew Dawn, Bennett Mitchell, Jonathan Kajimwame, Cousin Cy Fontenot, Vina, Charles Blankenship, Thomas Pitchler, Johnny Fitzgerald, Andrew Geyer, Justin June, Mateus Bittencourt, Jean-Baptiste Lamongo, Austin Lee, Francisco Armillo, and the rest of the TSC. And then, Trent, Joe, you have a team that's now played 10 matches. They're 0-8-2 now, and you have a crowd that's still one of the highest attended teams in the league.
Shout out to the folks here at Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Here, in other sports by now, you'd be playing in front of about 90% empty stands.
You'd be having family members. You'd probably be down about 40 or 50.
I've seen that too often.
Yeah, so credit to the fanship, credit to the organization. Everybody's still working. The training staff, the members of the board are trying to break down. They're probably trying to kick us out of the stadium. So I think we should put a bow on it, Joe, when it comes down to it. But thanks for coming aboard with us, whether locally or elsewhere, here for TSC Live on 93.3 Real Talk Radio, also streamed on TLHsoccer.com. Thank you for everybody at the TSC organization for giving us the opportunity. A lot of the crew here that we have out tonight, this will be their last game, but we'll be back on Wednesday. Me and my buddies will be back here on Wednesday for the broadcast on Wednesday. So thanks you for coming aboard with us here. Andrew Drew, Trenton Young, Joe Ward, James Ward bringing you to action here tonight Have a great rest of your weekend. And still, go Battle Lions.
Believe the fight.
Yep. Sooner or later, we're going to turn the ship around. So keep the faith. Keep showing out the games, please, TSC faithful, and keep rooting on these boys. Another great effort by TSC. Falling a little short to the visitors from Mobile. 2-0, your final score here from Gene Cox Stadium, the pride of the South Side here, the capital city of the Sunshine State. Be well.